Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing. Yes! Never invest more than you can afford to lose. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Salman back in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, today, November 1st. Thought it was November, going back in time. November 1st, ladies and gentlemen. And the days are going by so quickly, man. The days are going by so damn fast. And, yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we are on live for the next hour and a half, 2 hours or so. I want to talk about my favorite things, penny stocks. What's going on, everybody in the chat room? And, dude, this thing is still irritating the shit out of me. And I've sent God knows how many emails about this YouTube live chat feature, and I'm just to a point where I'm almost done with it. But I keep trying. What's going on, Spartan Financial, Mario Hernandez, Travi, everybody in the chat room already. Matter of fact, let me just cut that shit out, man. Why even bother with it? Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see here. Oh, well, because I don't want to fuck up the... Let's cut it out. I'm going to do it in a second. Let me get somebody to call up here, and then we'll do it in just a second. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, before I go live, it's like perfect. And then you go live, and that's when it fucks up. But ladies and gentlemen, we're in the building. Let's get this started. The stocks we had listed yesterday ran today. They ran today. Appreciate that, Jody Boyd. Money Stay Woke, Spartan Financial, Mr. JRH, Mario Martinez, Juan, Max 40, Adam, Ironhand, Bruce Cole. A lot of old people, new people. Ja Warrior, Q DeMayo. Who else? Stock Diva, 283, Mr. Lloyd, what's good? Jay Wallace. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Donnie Keebler, what's going on, Donnie Keebler? Adam, Cruz Cuts, what's going on, everybody? Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back in the building, man. Let's go ahead and get the show started, ladies and gentlemen. And looking at the list from yesterday, I'm overall just impressed. Overall, still impressed. MJNA, MJNA, man, like that. I mean, you want to talk about consistent, man? You want to talk about just safe, consistent, you know what I'm saying? Not giving you heart attacks, man. That MJNA for the last 5 days. And again, we're talking about since just Wednesday of last week, bro. Since just like last week, Wednesday, you're up almost 40% on your money. Just since like Wednesday of last week. So I've been so impressed with MJNA, man. I've just been so impressed. The overall 30-day chart is beautiful. But just to see how stocks grow over time and over this short period of time, again, I continue to reflect on a conversation where we had a young lady call up and she had TRTC and she had MJNA, and she called up and she said, what am I going to do with these two stocks? I want to put my money in one of them. What do you think is best off? Now, I said MJNA. I don't know what happened to that lady or whether or not she's still trading or not, but, whichever she decided to go with, she won. whichever she decided to go with, she won. All right, so huge move for both stocks lately. In fact, TRTC hasn't been a stock that I particularly like. I mean, it's so developed, and sure, it's been running. I mean, but it hasn't been like the other stocks. It hasn't done what the other stocks have been doing, and it's always kind of been a stock that's been doing its own thing and floating and out there and just So I've always liked MJNA for its stability. For the fact that the company is just, it's legit. I'm not saying that TRTC is not, because TRTC is, but it's just kind of different. Very, very, very different. So I hope she's, stuck through and made a lot of money. Got in at 4 cents if she stuck around. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, but hey, the winner overall, it has to be AMMJ continuing its wild, incredible run for another fourth consecutive day of just insane gains. Now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that's starting a little bit bother me about this chart, because we're seeing some profit taking here towards the end of the day. Can you guys see that? I'm sure you guys can see that. So towards the end of the day at around 2:45-ish, 3 o'clock, then we start seeing some serious dumping. And I've got a torrent that I want you guys to download. I've been learning about candlesticks now. Mr. Lloyd, he's kind of got me into candlesticks because, he would call up and say, hey, you know about that doji pattern? I'm just like, what is this guy talking about? I was like, you know what? I got some time on my hands. I'm watching ANGI continue to go down. That's pretty much where all my money is. And, let me learn something here, right? Let me learn something here. And those are some scary looking chart patterns right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is some serious dumping. Those are some big bars. That's a lot of selling pressure. That's somebody with a lot of shares. Okay, maybe somebody who was in early, but typically somebody who's been sitting on a lot of shares, who's using this increasing volume to cash out. And I'm concerned because I'm wondering how much more does he or she have? And it very well could be one person or a group of people, because it's too strategic. The way it looks is just too strategic. It's almost too planned. I mean, 2 days in a row, they're dumping typically at the same time. Literally at the same time. And Mr. Lloyd, if you can post up that website where you can literally see the time of the trades, if you can post up that website, I really appreciate it. I keep forgetting to bookmark it every time you send it my way. It's basically, shows the picture of, it's the website where you can literally look and see, throughout the level 2 when stocks were being bought and whatnot. You're saying the short tomorrow? Could be. But at the same time, you could see these shorters, if there are shorters in it. I don't know why you would want to short right now. I wouldn't dare short AMMJ right now. I mean, the stock was up. It closed at 175, but I mean, you got to remember it was at 195. The stock was up almost 26% for most of the day. For most of the day, we were up there in the 26, 27% range for the day. Until, sure enough, at the end, just like the day before, just almost like the day before, where you had toward the close, people, wanting to come in and, shut the party down. Okay. And here's the first. Here's yesterday. Yesterday, the big red candle on yesterday. And then today. And then again, another big candle. So it's been somewhat of a trend where at the end of the day, you're seeing dumping that bothers the shit out of me. It kind of bothers the shit out of me. So I'm watching it. I'm watching it. But yeah, these marijuana plays are running and doing a very good job of running at the end of the day. So if we do see a red day tomorrow at AMMJ, I don't particularly think that's a bad thing. Now the chart, yes, it is leveling out. I see what you guys are seeing. It's leveling out. I agree with that. But I don't particularly think that's a bad thing because we've seen that already in the stock after huge runs up, We can go all the way back to when it was, 75 cents if you really want to. And it wasn't too far back either. I mean, we're talking about, spread the chart all the way out. Shit. Let's go back 90 days. Let's go back 90 days. We've had down times. It hasn't been a perfect run up. We've had times when, the stock is sell off. Here, got here. So, and those all came after, significant accumulation in the price of the stock. And if anything, it'd be perfectly justified right now after what it's been doing. That would be completely justified. Yeah, insane chart. Absolutely insane chart. If only you can predict the future, right? If only you can predict the future. Because I know there's, many of you like me in here have been playing in other stocks. And they're looking back on it and say, well, what if I had just stayed with this? Or what if I had just took my whole damn account and put it in this one stock? Where would I be? What would my account look like? What would my account look like right now? What would my account look like right now? Be absolutely insane. Be absolutely insane. So let it keep doing. What's going on, Nimrod? Donk play? Yes, indeed. Mr. Lloyd say check my... And yeah, before we get started, guys, again, I want to give this torrent out to you guys in the chat room. Pretty decent book so far. I've started a new book. I finished a New Trader, Rich Trader. I don't want to go into the second one. I gave you guys the torrent for that one. I don't want to go into the second one just yet because, I want to let the material kind of sit in. So I started Candlestick Charts, an introduction to using candlestick charts. That's literally the name of the book. And it's about $20 on Amazon, but I don't believe in paying for shit. And I will not pay for shit. Okay. And there you go. There's the torrent right there in the chat room. There's the torrent right there in the chat room. And you guys can download that to your heart's desire. And it's a good book so far. I got it up here. There's the cover. All right. This is definitely not a, copy machine copy. It's a legit, PDF. You can read on your tablet or your phone. And you do learn quite a bit. As you can see here, quite a bit. So it's definitely something you got to take the time to absorb. But, they do a really good job. I just kind of started, so I haven't gone in too deep. Can't, talk too much about it. But so far, the last first 10 pages or so have been pretty good. Pretty good. These finance books, you got to digest them, slowly. You really can't take them all at once. Can't take them all at once. Man, this thing too, dude. So yes, ladies and gentlemen. So of course, like I said, if you've got a stock you've been watching, or you want to let the family know about, let us know simply by calling us here on the show, and the number is on the screen. Said it 1,000,000 times. Okay. I know you guys hate when I mess with this thing, but Let me see. Don't share torrent links online. Alexander, dude, where have you been, bro? I've been sharing torrent links for years online, dude. I mean, look, we're not talking about movies, okay? We're not talking about sharing, the latest Hollywood multi-million-dollar blockbuster. We're talking about stock books. We're talking about stock books here. All right. Trust me, they're not coming for us. They could care less. They could very much care less. Let me move this over here. All right. I think that's better. Fuck the chat. If you ain't here, you ain't here. If you ain't here, you ain't here. Yeah, we keeping it hood. Yes, indeed. NEWC, you know what? We're out of NEWC. I don't give a fuck about that stock anymore, man. I don't give a fuck about NEWC. Again, no disrespect to the individuals that we invited onto the show to come and talk about the stock. Okay? They like it. They want to keep writing for it. It is what it is. And it kind of goes back to me sometimes too, not being front and center, because if it wouldn't have been my play. Looking back on it, it wouldn't have been a play that I would put out. And that's my bad. Because I allowed, I put my faith in some other people, and that shouldn't have happened. Because it wouldn't have been something I would look at. It definitely not. I don't give a fuck about that stock. Real talk. I pass, but it is what it is. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But there were some maybe plays yesterday that came on the show, because again, yesterday's show I was really passionate about trying to find what's going to be that next $1,000 gainer, what's going to be that next 10 bagger. I still need to find that. I'm watching that ZRZH that we had some people in the chat room bring up yesterday. ZRZH. Really interesting move today. Almost 30% gain on the stock today alone. Look, it's still relatively illiquid. All right, still needs quite a bit of volume to come in. But I was really, it was very promising what I saw in the stock today. Still, very promising what I saw in the stock today. Still need to learn a little bit more about what's going on there. And, it's not the 00, 000 one I'm looking for. It's at a penny. All right, it's at a penny. Could it move to 5 cents, 7 cents? Who knows? But I'm going to keep watching it. NGBL is going to be the next 10 bagger. NGBL. It could. It actually could. That's one of the stocks that's on that list. And what I like about NGBL, it's at a nice starting price after a huge red day. A couple red days in a row the stock had, actually. So I actually like NGBL at these prices. Whereas a couple days ago we were talking about a 0016 and, So I actually like, NGBL at the price now. So if you were to get into the stock now, I can see it working out for you. I can see it working out for somebody. Yes, indeed. CHIT, yeah, CHIT is one that we brought up yesterday. CHIT, and here's the thing, somebody had in the chat room yesterday, somebody said, well, chit better not be a shit stock. I guess it wasn't a shit stock after all, right? Again, this is a stock we talked about just yesterday, CHIT. Go back and watch yesterday's episode. I wish I had got into it. 314, you're on the air.
Hey, Sal, what's up, man?
What's good, man? Who am I talking to?
My name is Mike out of St. Louis.
Oh, what's going on, Mike?
I want to ask your opinion again about MCOA. I called about a week ago. and you was telling me to sell. Would you be able to take a look at the chart and tell me how it's looking in the future now?
Well, it's looking real nice. I mean, obviously, I'm guessing you held on to it.
Yeah, I held on to it.
You know, there was some redness in the stock last week, and I can see where I would have came to that conclusion based on, you know, the 25th through the 27th. You had almost 3 red days in a row, and that's why when we had talked about that episode on Friday, no, actually on Thursday, and we said that Friday was going to be such an important day for, you know, marijuana stocks, because if they did not put up green, then we could expect all this week would have been a red day. But sure enough, Friday was a green day for this stock and many other marijuana stocks. And sure enough, you know, they've been continuing the rise since then. So if you held on to it, congrats, man. It's been a good return for you.
All right, and I wanted to ask you about another company. I'm not in this yet, but it's VPOR.
VPOR.
Yes.
Vapor Group. Okay. What do you like about this one?
And I really was just looking at these triple zeros and all that type of stuff. And I was just hoping they would go up. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, this is you know, this was on the show yesterday. We talked about that this could probably go somewhere. You know, why this one hasn't been running with a lot of the other marijuana plays, I really don't know. Maybe because they've kind of set their sights to the whole e-cig movement. But I think there's, you know, maybe a chance they can come out with a marijuana product or something like that. They haven't released any weed type news. But, you know, the chart looks ready to do something. It looks like it's ready to do something. So if, you know, based on where the chart is now, it doesn't look like it's, you know, too much of a risk. If you kind of spread the chart out for almost 2 months there, you're at a pretty safe support price right now. So the risk is pretty low based on, the last, 60 days or so.
All right, man. That's all I really wanted, man. Thanks for your time, man.
Not a problem. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
I appreciate it. All right.
Yeah, we brought that up on the show yesterday too. Not bad. Yeah, but that MCOA has been running. I mean, look, I'm not. I think he wanted me to be impressed with the fact that hey, you made a bad call. Okay, I mean, if I made a bad call, it is what it is. I mean, life doesn't end. Life doesn't end based on 2 red days in a stock that's going over what we pretty much call a mania. This is a mania that's going on right now. A lot of these weed plays are shit. They're complete shit companies. This is a mania, and we're in a mania right now. And a lot of these companies, after it's all said and done, this time next week, you're going to see red after the election for many of these stocks. So enjoy it while it lasts, man. Get your money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But after 2 days of complete red, the safest thing would have been to sell. But he hung on, and it was a green day, and sure enough, he's got a lot of green since then. But it could have very well been the opposite. Yes, indeed. Adam, I'm using TradingView. I am using TradingView for my charts. Matter of fact, let me. Can you guys see? You guys can see it, right? Because I can go to lines. And maybe it'll be easier for you guys to see. But I'm using TradingView. Awesome chat. Awesome chart system. Awesome chart system. MJNA, yes, we talked about MJNA running really good, really good. MJNA, MCOA, those both were on our list yesterday. I'm still waiting for possibly a turnaround situation in NVAX, but or CHK still hasn't came yet. Mr. Lloyd, you're on our air.
What's going on, man? What's going on, everybody? Man, 89 people, bro. Man, that's just a whole hell of a lot.
Insane, right? Coming from where we started from, dude.
Right, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wanted to comment on the brother that made a comment about the MCOA as far as the selling.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm gonna take it back, because he asked the question, would you? How come, would you think after looking at the chart would you have sold? Well, the thing about it, and I'm glad that you're giving out the Candlestick book, because Candlesticks will allow you to take your profits and then to re-enter again. So that's why it's important to take those profits. Don't watch it go down and go back. You have to take advantage of that. And I think I missed a lot of opportunities. And I think when that chart went down, that was an opportunity for him to average down or to get back in again and take the ride up. But candlesticks allow you to kind of predict the weather as far as on the sentiment of the stock.
Sure.
Now, I'm having troubles with some of the small penny plays because there's so much manipulation to those.
Yeah.
I can't really gauge it very well, but
Sure.
a hammer is a hammer, and sometimes a bullish engulfing pattern isn't very strong. It just depends on who's bringing in money. But the brother that made the comment, man, hey, man, that was a good time to take your profits, write it down, wait for candle confirmation to go back up again, and then to put your money back in and take the ride up. I've never, matter of fact, I have never done that where I took the money, wait for it to go back down. Like INV, that's a prime example.
Yeah.
I was up $300.
Yeah.
I could have took it, but I didn't because and I don't even know why I didn't take it. I just don't know why I can't get rid of that stock. But anyways, man, so yeah, I just wanted to comment on that. As far as the candlesticks are very strong, and I'm proud of you, man. I can't believe you're getting into it.
Yeah, man, I'm taking it seriously too. I mean, the godfather of these Japanese candlesticks, or the man who brought them to America, by the name of Steve Neeson. Now, Steve Neeson is more of a Forex guy, but I think he owns a website called, Chart something. There's some website where he teaches people and goes through trainings or whatever. But anyway, he's got a torrent out there where it's like 6-7 hours or something like that. But yeah, man, learning from him and some of the books that he's written that are up there in the torrent. But I started with this one because I've going through the other books. This torrent that I put out, I think, is the best introductory book to charting. So and actually using candlesticks on your charts. So
I guarantee once you go through that course with Steve Neeson and get through this book, you won't never look at another line chart again. Next time somebody put up a line chart, you'll look at it like some naked old lady standing in front of you.
I mean, look, again, because I'm looking at the candlesticks now, and obviously I don't know what these mean, right? But I want to be able to know what these mean because we do see some of these patterns, and I want to know, does that mean that this is going to be a change in the trend? And shout out to Bat Scientist. I think he's in the house too. I got the VWAP up as well. So yeah. I mean, I want to learn these things to become better at identifying reversals and change of trends.
Right. And Steve Neeson's a cool guy, man. But the like I said, the only problem that I have is he's not. And I end up sending him an email because I'm wondering why aren't these working for the OTCs? But it's because it's just the manipulation. They never really responded back.
Well, first of all, there's not enough volume on many of these plays. I mean, even though we have considerable amount of volume in comparison to what we typically get on the OTC markets, you're not getting CHK. You're not getting Sirius satellite radio type volume that you get on the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ. So we know that volume in any market, right, is the necessity to the best valuation of the underlying product you're trying to buy, right? So without enough volume, you don't know if you're getting an accurate price. And the fact that with many of these stocks, one day $1 million, next day 5.6 million, next day 200,000, so we're not getting a truly accurate price on this underlying asset that we're trying to buy into. So of course, these indicators are going crazy. You're getting different buy sell signals. They're repainting intraday sometimes. So I mean, I can understand why it's very, very frustrating.
Yeah, man, and even for some of the higher price stocks, like for HMNY,
Mm-hmm.
I really anticipated that the stock was going to go, to the $10 range, at least $8 if I can get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just all over the place.
Right.
So, but yeah, man, I just want to say one last thing: the air fryer. Let me tell you, so I made some fried chicken yesterday. It looked all weird putting some flour up in there in the damn air fryer with
Did
no
it taste
grease.
good though? Did it taste good?
Oh man, let me tell you, it was good. I mean, it was good the following day. I don't think I could have ate it the first day, but it was good. But it tastes like KFC. You know how the skin of just the original chicken.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm not a big fan of KFC too. KFC is absolutely disgusting to me, man. The number one fried chicken in the world is Popeyes, hands down. After that, maybe Bojangles. After Bojangles, maybe Church's, maybe. Then after that, last is on the list is probably KFC.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm not a big KFC fan. Yeah. But one last thing I want to talk about CVSI, man. Like I said yesterday, if it didn't break 99 cents, and I think it made 3 attempts, the market just got tired, and now the bull or the bears are going to take over and start to bring that stock down a little bit. So just like the guy, the caller was on the line, hey man, I'm waiting for that to reset again, let it go back down, and to re-enter again, and to scalp it for $300 or $400.
So you're saying a red day tomorrow for CVSI?
Well, like I said, I'm waiting for confirmation. If it doesn't break 99 cents, it's going to go down because I think they made 2 or 3 attempts already to get up there, and typically on the third time, the market just says, "Fuck it, we going down."
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, man. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share. I'm a little upset with the NEW. I'm not in the NEWC, but I'm just tired of hearing the pumps about it. It's like, we're waiting for this paper to come out here, and my thing is this: if NEWC was really interested in moving their company, how come they didn't come out with these filings a long time ago?
Well,
Why?
Again, it should have never. I shouldn't even have never allowed that to come on the air because again, I don't fuck with companies, one, that don't have legitimate operations, and two, are not in compliance. I do not fuck with companies that are not in compliance. I've seen too many of those get halted, and the reason and money, even the ordinary traders do not, even the people who play OTC do not fuck with companies that are, out of compliance. And that's why it's dying. And so many other weed plays are good because, the company is out of compliance. You can literally get your investments halted at any time. It's too much of a risk.
Right.
It's already a risk as it is, but it almost, magnifies your risk when you're trading in a stock that can be halted literally any second, any moment.
Well, you guys out there, hey, man, thanks for allowing me on the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
All right, thanks, boy.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Mr. Lloyd. Appreciate it. Always a good call from Mr. Lloyd. Always a good call from Mr. Lloyd. Deep shit from that guy all the time, man. Shout out to Mr. Lloyd. One more bomb for him, by the way. Yes, indeed. So somebody was saying, is the book from Steve Neeson? No, that particular book isn't from Steve Neeson. What I'm talking about here is the Steve Neeson Candle Charting Collection. It's about 14 gigabytes. It includes Candle Charting Essentials and Candle Charting Essentials Beyond, Volume 1 and 2. It's over 8 DVDs, The Framework of Candles, Essential of Single Candle Lines, Essentials Bull and Bear Double Candle Patterns. I mean, it basically goes from the intro level all the way to basically the masters, where you're talking about advanced doji and price confirmation. So let me put that in the chat room. So total, you're looking at almost like 11 or 12 DVDs in this torrent I'm about to give you. I've already downloaded. I am seeding, so you probably would be downloading from me. But also 2 DVDs that are in this that I didn't get a chance to watch yet, but they are almost like $1,000 by themselves. Secrets to Becoming a Samurai Trader and Secrets to Becoming a Samurai Trader, both DVD 1 and 2, and the PDF included. All right. So again, don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't blame me, blame Pirate Bay. Okay. At the end of the day, information is power, and I'm going to go after the information. All right. I'll cut you a check later. All right. I have no feelings whatsoever about trying to accumulate this education. You know what I mean? I'll cut you a check later. Give me the information. I will cut you a check. You know what I'm saying? But there's the torrent right there. So make sure you guys download that, because it's 14 gigs, so it's a lot. All right. Some of you guys are watching me on the phone. It's probably not going to be best for you. But if you're on a computer, laptop, go ahead and get that. Go ahead and get that. Yes, indeed. CL Realistic, how long until you see the CMS? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, I always got the bootlegs on deck, man. We always got the bootlegs on deck. CBDS, Cannabis Steva. Yeah, that's that's a stock right there that's going to be shorted like crazy not too long from now, because last time I checked, CBDS does not have any significant operations. Okay, CBDS is a stock that now does have some shares available to short on Interactive Brokers. So they're just waiting. They're just waiting at the bit for that one. In fact, let me check the last 10Q here. Check the last 10Q here. One moment. And yeah, okay, so the company has a market value of $121 million, okay? $121 million market value, and revenues for the entire 3 months of 2016 of $50,000. $50,000 for the whole 3 months of 2016, the first 3 months of 2016, and this company right now on paper has a market valuation of $121 million. So you want to talk about shorts? You want to talk about a big return on investment? You already know. You already know. I mean, I don't even have to look at anything else. So, look, it was down, just 5% today? All right. I wouldn't jump on it just now, because obviously, you can see when you look at the chart here, it can fake you out if you're not careful. You're going to end up having to cover really quickly. I mean, what was this? This is the 27th, so it was a couple of days ago. All right, went from literally $5 to $7. I mean, $2 against you. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money if you try to cover into that, if you tried to short into that. All right, so I wouldn't jump on it at all. I would wait for some serious red days before I jump on that. And obviously here were the two red days that were last week's Wednesday and Thursday, where we had several different stocks go red 2 days in a row. And here's that Friday, which was, I want to say the 28th, right? What was that Friday? 25th? No, that was the 28th. I think Friday was the 28th, right? Yeah, Friday was the 28th. And then sure enough, the 28th, they made that green day. They said, okay, they're going to keep running. That Friday was so important. So important. So important. Yes, indeed. So, look, that's a scam right there. CBDS is a classic scam, man. Classic pump and dump. CBDS. All right? It is a scam. It is a scam. TRTC. TRTC. All right, classic scam. And let me see here. TC's financial. And by the way, what I just did, you got that in the Tim Sykes how to read SEC statements. That's in that one that we give out here often. I'm sure you guys can locate that one. We give that out here really often. And TRTC, that one too, the valuation I'm not too happy about. In fact, let me look that up. TRTC, 49 cents today. Again, I don't like this chart at all. I don't know what it's trying to do. It's just, obviously the long term, if you like it like that, it looks like it's done good for you. But TRTC, $270 million valuation right now. Revenues, first 3 months of June of 2016, first 3 months up to June. Total revenues were nearly $10 million. Nearly $10 million. So, look, again, TRTC, MJNA, real companies with real operations. Now, I still think that's pretty high of a valuation in comparison to revenues, and I think there is actually an indicator, not an indicator, but there's a formula for that. Not sure off the top of my head. 314, you're on the air.
Hello?
What's going on? 314.
Yeah, hey, buddy. Cut your...
All right, get the fuck out of here. So, as we said, TRTC, legit company, but, it's still overvalued in my opinion, but again, $10 million of revenue for an OTC company, that's nothing to laugh at. That's really nothing to laugh at. Nothing to laugh at. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's always some corny ass motherfucker, man. CATQ. Man, this is an insane chart. Why is this running? Who put that up there? Who put up CATQ in the chat room? Ayman Abdu Hamda. You gotta let me know what's going on with CATQ. That was actually on our that was on a list a couple days ago. That was on last Friday's list, CATQ. That was on our list last Friday. Was that Friday's list? Yeah, that was on Friday's list. CATQ was on there. And CATQ, another absolutely insane chart. We had put it on for Friday because after an insane Thursday. But the stock, not bad. It's been a pretty solid, couple of days. Now, obviously, volume still, slowly working its way in there. Average volume is just under 400,000 shares. 700,000 traded today. But that's a nice little stair-step pattern, isn't it? That's quite nice. 702, you're on the air.
Yes. Hello.
All right. Okay, so we got the white supremacists out there in action mode today. Yes, indeed. All right. Play the video. Okay, that's the California will vote on legalizing. Yeah, that's a big time vote, Michael Greer. That's a big time vote. That is a big time vote. Yeah, I don't know what that was, man. I don't know what that was. Yeah, but that's a big time vote for California. And so far, looking at the polls right now, I do believe it's going to pass. But obviously, when it comes to marijuana, you got a lot of the people who are, oh, what about our kids? And, oh, look at all these people that are going to die on the highways due to people, addiction to marijuana, blah, blah, blah. So I don't believe that crap. But sure enough, TRTC, they're saying, Michael Greer is saying they're in the video. And let me see here. All right, so yeah, I can see here TRTC CEO is in the video. And yeah, these companies are poised to take advantage of it. There's some legit companies that are going to really explode once California legalizes marijuana. Again, we've talked about this before. California is the 8th largest, if I'm correct. It's actually maybe higher than that now, but 8th largest economy in the world. You're going to have people from all over the world go to California to smoke marijuana, bro. From all over the world. You know, because again, these Asian countries, they don't play that shit. You know, in the Philippines right now, they've got a president who's killing people who sell marijuana. The UN is literally trying to sanction the country because this guy is not playing around. He's literally finding all the drug dealers and he's like killing them. Not even taking them to court or nothing. He's just rounding them up and killing them. For those of you guys who, you follow your international news. The president of the Philippines, this guy, telling Obama to go kiss his ass, telling Obama, go fuck himself. This is what the president of the Philippines is saying. CATQ is based in the Philippines. How interesting is that? Well, it's a gold play, though. It looks like this is a gold play. Is it a gold play? So I'm seeing here that it's gold affiliated. And by the way, I got a article that I think you guys would be of interest. We're going to go into that too later on in the show. 3 biotech companies with large upside potential. Interestingly enough, one of them, in fact, actually 2 of them, are on OTC markets. They trade on the OTCs. One of them is a penny stock that's being crushed right now, but this reputable news outlet put this out there. I mean, it's a reputable news outlet. 3 biotech companies with large upside potential. So I'll release that to you guys in just a bit. All right. So yeah, TRTC, again, legit companies. We're ready to take advantage of what happens this time next week. This is a huge day. A week from now, a huge day. We're going to find out who the president of the United States is. All right. Our foreign policy can drastically change. I mean, our lives could change this time next week, depending on who gets elected. Obviously, if Clinton gets elected, it's going to be, you kind of already know what's going to happen. The first 4 years, very predictable. It's going to be a very predictable presidency if Hillary Clinton gets elected. You kind of already know. She's not a leftist. She's not obviously a Republican, but she's right up Obama's lane. Couple legislations here and there that might shock people, but for the most part, nothing that's going to rock the boat. But if this other guy wins, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what that does to the market, because again, when you got companies like Apple, companies like Ralph Lauren, companies like so many publicly traded companies that have, their margins literally survive on the fact that they have overseas operations. Now they're going to be forced to bring in these, operations here in America or pay these insane amount of taxes. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to see anybody get paid $25 an hour to, make LCD TVs. I just don't think that's that makes sense. How much is that TV going to cost me? I like going to Walmart and buying 50-inch TVs for $350. I like that. And shit, they're cheaper than that now. But I still like his ideas on ISIS. But let me not go into that. I'll go into that on Friday, because Friday's show is important because that's the last show before the election. So we're going to go crazy on Friday. All right. So going back to this CATQ, nice. I don't know anything about it, though. It's based in the Philippines. We got a guy saying it's based in the Philippines. So, do your research. But that chart is beautiful, though. That chart is not a bad chart. That's a really good looking chart. I probably should try to find out what the hell's going on with this stock. But, They got so many stocks that are running right now. I mean, you can only put your attention, so many plays. So many plays. All right. So I think I already gave you guys that torrent, right, for Steve Neeson. Okay, yeah, you guys got it. Again, that's 14 gigs. So some of you guys are on that net zero dial up still. So be careful. All right. So going back to some of our plays, NVCN, man. NVCN. We spent some time on that yesterday, man. What's going on with NVCN, y'all? I mean, what's going on? What's going on? I mean, it was on a list last night, and, I saw it this morning. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We talked about the whole verdict thing, and I tried to get a gist of whether or not it'd be bad or good, and here was an opportunity because we talked about bounce plays again, and that was a beautiful bounce. Beautiful bounce. So I know some of you guys were following this stock. Absolutely beautiful bounce in the stock, man. That right there, NVCN, that was just beautiful. Look at what this did. I mean, can you guys see that? Oh, man, that is absolutely beautiful. You start the day 9-10, the stock's down. People selling, running for their lives, and then, of course, the RSI lets you know. Let me not go too low, but that RSI right there just tells you, like, okay, this is too low right now. I mean, that's just a pure RSI play. Beautiful, beautiful chart for somebody today. All right, and in fact, no matter how low you bought, you still ended up in the green. All right, you still ended up in the green. You were never lower than where it crashed. All right, so, beautiful. What is that? Almost a 20-cent gain? A 20-cent gain in a actually like 27 cents, depending on where you got it. In a matter of what? 25 minutes? 30 minutes? Yeah. Well, more like dipped and popped. More like dipped and popped. Yeah, beautiful dead cat bounce. So there are opportunities in bad times too. Opportunities in bad times too. So again, going over some of these oversold plays, I've been creating a list of oversold situations. When we have NVAX, which is interesting because I still think this is an oversold situation, even though, yes, they don't have too much going for themselves. Yes, they did have a drug failure. All right, but we know what these stocks will do eventually when they just reach a certain price. All right, they'll find some support, bounce off that for a 2 or 3 day multiple run. And I want it to keep going down. I'll be able to buy more shares when the situation turns around. So, yeah, keep going lower. Keep going lower. And one that I'm watching literally kill itself is Gale. It's Gale is very sentimental because Gale was one of the stocks that was running when I first started the show. STM. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go into that, Sinclair. Gale, Gale, was one of the stocks that when we first started the show, it was doing things. I mean, it had its couple of days where it was, these, beautiful, beautiful green days, and it was putting up stupid numbers, It was doing its thing. Not that too far back. I want to say, July or so. Yeah, it was back here. We had a couple, like, awesome green days, and, we were looking at it as, like, okay, wow, this could do something. And, this pretty much gave it an all back. But Gale is another stock, NASDAQ stock that, by all intents and purposes, looks like it's, they're going to have to reverse split or get delisted, one or the other. And sure enough, they did announce a 1 for 20. And that's kind of why the stock is going the way, it is. Okay. And, I think when you look at Gale, you probably, see what PTX used to be. Obviously, we know PTX used to be the same kind of situation where you had a stock that was declining for several days. And they reverse split, and it's still getting eaten. It's, still getting eaten alive. It's still getting eaten alive. Okay, PTX, Gale, both shorters dreams. All right. Going into STM, this is Sinclair. Huge gain bouncing off that earnings, which again, Connor talked about how earnings can go different kind of ways. Here's a situation where a company actually did poorly with earnings, and the stock explodes. The stock explodes, which interesting enough, because I think Gale earnings is in a couple of days. Gale earnings, I think, is on the 9th. By the way, I forgot to bring that up. Gale earnings for Gale is on the 9th. So that could be a situation where it's like STM. Well, I mean, you can't really compare the two companies, but the company, it could bounce on earnings, even though they're bad, because that happens too sometimes. So be aware of that. But STM, Sinclair, I don't know. It looks like, obviously, down 2% today, 25 cents scratched off the price. Do you think this will keep going? Because it looks like it's kind of giving some of that back now, Sinclair. Looks like a short to me, man. Looks like a little bit of a short to me. All right. Sudden increase in price since Thursday. All right. And, look, I don't know how long people are going to want to sit up there if we don't start seeing, so if we have another red day tomorrow in the stock, I think you're going to be looking at a big decline on Friday. If we can see, if we don't see some major green days here. So STM might be, something for the shorters to look at. Could be something for the shorters to look at. So STM for you guys. I know you got some in here who play the shorts too. All right. I need more people to jump in on the red side for my Angie's list though, man. We working all the way down there on that one. All right. As I said before, I'm going to keep saying it. Angie's list is a worthless company. The business does not make sense anymore. All right. I continue to wish that for that company. I wish bankruptcy on Angie's list. Bankruptcy on Angie's list. Sinclair, what's going on after hours in it? Yes, indeed, Jaw Warrior. Will do. Will do. For those of you guys who didn't get that torrent the first time, here it is. All right. 14 gigs. So it's a lot of information there. A lot of information there. Yes, indeed. Cruise cuts. You said check AERS. What's AERS been up to? AERS. Okay, I'm thinking another. I'm thinking AMRS. AERS, I'm not familiar with. I'm not familiar with AERS. What's going on with this stock? 15% up today. Volume is still relatively light. Company is in compliance. I like that. What do? Arius International has developed a revolutionary antenna technology for cell phones proven by carriers and independent labs to increase battery life 66% and reduce handset power loss into users by 99%. Whoa, okay. Aries won Frost & Sullivan 2009 North American Wireless Technologies Excellence of the Year Award. Okay. Well, first, I want to see if they have any. Okay, so the website, the website, that's unacceptable. This site is currently under construction. No, that's unacceptable. Have y'all seen the website? Look at the website. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable for a publicly traded company. Absolutely unacceptable. Nah, man. I mean, and plus, I'm looking for the assets Okay, because in the assets, you say you have this technology. I'm looking for the patent. Where's the patent at? I'm looking for the patent. Where's the patent? Okay, I'm in the filings right now, and I don't see the patent. Where's the patent at? Intellectual property. Okay, the company has developed and acquired patented technology. Okay, where's the patent? The company has adopted. I don't see the patent at. They don't have the patent. There's no damn patent. Another fucking scam. Look at that. Another fucking scam. Yeah, it's a fucking scam. But look, it's running 15% today, but it looks like just a lot of random buying. All right, as of June 30th, company has $1,800 in the bank. Yeah, just another fucking scam. Just another scam, guys. ARS. I really hate exposing these companies like this. I really do. But I mean, I again, I like penny plays. I love penny stocks, but let's just buy the legit ones, man. You know, let's buy the legit ones. There's too many legit ones out there for us to throw our money and risk so much on this phony paper shit, man. Yeah, the website is a joke. Yeah, that particular torrent is for candlesticks. I don't know if you missed out on the conversation on that, but that particular torrent is kind of like the Tim Sykes torrent we put out. It's got about 8 or 10 DVDs in it, and that one is all about candlesticks. And again, candlesticks you can use on Forex, you can use on, so it's a different science within trading. All right, you don't have to use it. Tim Sykes doesn't use candlesticks. Tim Grattani, those people, they don't really use candlesticks. But, it's something that if you want to kind of add a little, new part to your game, it might be something to look into. I just want to be able to look at some of these charts and, identify what, certain bars mean. I think that's important. NSBR. Inspired MD or Inspire MD up 134% today. Why was that up? Inspire MD embolic prevention system 12-month clinical trial data. Was that why it jumped up like that? 134% for some trial data? Again, as you can see, why I'm all in the OTCs and my shorts, and I didn't even see that. And again, I'm not a big fan of this because when situations like this happen, you can't even really get into that, man. It's so quick. I mean, the news came out at 9:33, right? So looking at how it went down, you couldn't even make any money on this unless you were already in it. Unless you were already in the stock, you didn't make shit on that. You didn't make shit. Obviously, anybody who was in it before, you made a killing. I mean, the jackpot, lottery. It was an amazing day for you. Amazing day for you. But anybody else, obviously, though, this is going to be a beautiful short in a couple of days, though. All right, because good news turns into old news. That's a part of my Elma Suds philosophy. I'm not going to go into Elma Suds. I know Mr. Lloyd and my Elma Suds drives him crazy. That's my shorting philosophy, Elma Suds. I'll explain that one day. Elma Suds. But that's kind of what I believe. I'll go into that another time. Yeah, it's going to be a good short one day, though. In a couple of days. I would just sit on that. I would just sit and watch that one. That's going to be a beautiful short for somebody in a couple of days. CBMJ, Canna Consumer Goods. Yeah, we've talked about this one too, CBMJ. You know, obviously, you know, volume is coming into the play, man. Volume is showing up in CBMJ. You know, can I say it's going to be OWCP? You know, 2.0. I can't say that, but you know, 31% is nothing to, you know, turn your head at. 31% is nothing to turn your head at. 31% today gain in CBMJ. You know, and it hasn't. Let me see here. The 5-day chart. Let me see. Yeah, see just a lot of gaps in there, man. A lot of people don't like shit like that. A lot of gaps. Obviously, you know, the volume just hasn't showed up yet, man. Once you start really getting some volume, you know, then we can really start seeing, are we paying a legit price for the stock? That's when Mr. Lloyd called up and talked about how, you know, you can't read these. I mean, look at these candlesticks. You can't read them because there's not enough buy and sell orders. And because there's not enough volume, you don't know if that penny is even a legit price for the stock. Fair valuations within a market, and a market is basically a group of people who, you know, come together to buy and sell. A fair valuation comes when you have many people who are selling and buying at the same time. That's the only time we can say we're getting a good price. And because there are not enough people here, I can't say we're getting a good price, although the stock is going up. It is going up. I can't lie to that. 808, what's up?
Hello, I'm calling from Big Girls Adult Entertainment.
All right. I see. I you see. He was waiting for me to say something, but I didn't. You know, I didn't give him the time of the day. All right. So there it is. Canada Consumer Goods, CBMJ. Yeah, you got Connor in the audience giving you guys good game in there in the chat room. There it is. Canada Consumer Goods, CBMJ. 31%. On the price today. So we'll see, man. We'll see. You know, keep watching it. VAPE, Bat Scientist. VAPE. Yeah, you see, he was waiting for me to say something. He was like, hello? Oh, man. VAPE, nice day today. You see, VAPE, I like this chart. This is nice. This is buyers. This is sellers. This is liquidity right here. This is liquidity. Sinclair, what's up, man?
Hey, what's happening, Sal?
Sinclair, what's good with you, man?
You, man, you. Yeah, I was just calling, reiterate on that SPM, man. It's almost like they can't keep that thing down. Yeah. And I got back in today.
Okay.
So the way I seen SPM, I was gonna buy some more tomorrow if they had to pull back some more tomorrow because I buy on pullbacks.
Okay.
But I was looking after hours, so this thing is back up to 965.
Okay.
Like it shot from 913 to 914 to 913 to 965 after hours.
Okay.
So I look at it like, man, if they open up tomorrow at 965, I'm gonna go on and dump some cash on it to ride it on up to like, I think it got resistance at about 10. So if you spread out the chart, when I talk to you on the phone, I ain't looking at you on the computer at the same time. So a lot of times I don't know what's going on. But
sure.
you know, I might up to if I get like 30 to 35 cents tomorrow and take it up to 10, then I make out pretty good. But
sure. Now
way I look at it right now, you say what's out?
Well, I'm curious though. I mean, obviously, you know, great news for the stock on earnings, which was last week. You know, what makes you believe this? I mean, this will continue because I'm seeing a little bit of weakness, but I mean, what do you see in it that's different?
Sal, I'm looking at the news from like the way that the banks are. Barclays got a price target on it of like about $11.50.
Okay.
The Street.com got it at a $11 price target.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when these big people, I mean, you know, off of my little bit of an education with this stock market, so, you know, shit, I ain't got shit on you when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to.
No, I mean, explaining how you've understood it for yourself.
Okay. Because I don't ever want to make it feel like I'm shit, you know what I mean?
All right, no, I feel you, man, but I just, but I mean, consider it practice, homie.
Okay. The way I see it is that, you know, people, when they look at Kramer, the Street.com, and they say $11 price target, and when they see Barclays got $11.50, I mean, these are people that you hear of from the time you're born, if you know anything about finance.
Sure.
I mean, ride the motherfucker all the way up there. I mean, that being the crazy thing about it is that it had to pull back. It had to pull back today. I was trying to catch it on more of a pullback, even though I did my margin in today because I bought it at 3% down off of the high, off of the previous high. So that's the way I get into a stock. I buy 3% down, then I buy 5% down, then I buy 8% down. So I was thinking I was going to at least get it 5% down, which would have gave me like it would have been 5% down tomorrow if it would have pulled back again. But if it do pull back again tomorrow, if it pull back 2% more off of my 3% pullback, then I'm gonna buy more. But after hours, like I said, it jumped up like 40 cents after hours. If you look at it, like after hours, it's up to like $9.65. Mm-hmm. So if it's a gap up tomorrow where the bars aren't touching, and 65, if I could get like 30 cents, it's gonna go up to $10. And like I said, that's gonna give me for what I put on stocks. That's gonna give me some nice change. Now I don't really want to put the money out there like that too much, but
sure.
That's the way I'm seeing it, Sal. I mean, I guess it had bad earnings, but I guess it was better than what was expected.
Yes, it was better
than
what was expected. That's true.
So, and when it jumped up like that, I was like, well, damn, I really don't like playing earnings, but when it jumped up like that, Sal, I was like, well, I'm going to catch it on the pullback. So today was like gravy for me. I was like, oh, man, it's going to pull back. So I put in hold on, baby. Hold on. Go get mommy. Okay, I get it. But, yeah, Sal, but when it pulled back, I got into that thing at, I got my notes right here. I got into it at 9.24. Mm-hmm. So that take me up to $10. I mean, that take me up to $10 a share, man. I'm gonna have like about a G. Right. You know what I mean? Just to keep it funky, but I'm gonna try to have like 1,500, for what I put into it tomorrow, whatever. But so yeah, so that's what FTM, man. I don't play that many stocks, you know that.
Sure.
So because when I look at Wall Street, man, I see cats sitting up there in front of like 4 screens, and 9 times out of 10 it'd be one stock they fucking looking at.
You're right. That's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. Yeah, man. Most of those guys, they are paid to follow maybe 2 or 3 at max. But,
amen.
Yeah.
And that was some education that I got because my people from Chicago, and it's stock. People follow stocks down there. They got a little thing down there like they got in New York. Yeah. Stock market. And they don't be looking at 10 of them, man. Shit, yeah. I go crazy when I try to look at too many of them, but
sure. That's very true.
I seen STM, so I said it had great earnings. I guess somebody see something that I don't see, so I'm gonna go on and just margin it down and let the motherfucker go and explode up to 10. When it go past 10, I'm going to buy the 10 and let it go on up to that 11.50, man, and make my money like that.
Right.
So, but thanks for taking my call, bro, and I'll be calling you this Friday about them politics, baby.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, Sinclair.
God bless. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks,
all right.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Sinclair for the call. Yeah, man, I mean, STM, the thing about STM, man, again, looking at the chart, this is the day chart. This is what happened today. Obviously, starting off here November 1st, man, after such a big gain, again, when a stock runs on, just kind of somewhat better than expected earnings, which weren't great to begin with, but yeah, he does he's right with the price targets. I do see the price targets, $11, $10.50, some of them. But in the interim, I don't know if I see any green days moving forward after such a big gain like that. But I hope I'm wrong for his sake, because I like Sinclair and I want him to win. But the RSI doesn't, when I look at the RSI, whether it be the 5-day or the one, based on just what happened today, I don't see an oversold situation. I see that there's a lot more meat that can be taken off the bone here on STM. So I'll be watching that. I'll be watching that tomorrow. What's going on, Adam? What's going on, Jay? Yes, indeed. ANRS. Or are you talking about AMRS, right? You're playing you're talking about the AMRS. Again, still looks really good long term. Still, obviously, we could use a lot more volume in the stock, but it typically was actually a lower day on volume for the stock. As you can see here, there's a lot of inconsistency here with the volume. And if somebody can explain what causes this within the chart, when you see these lines up here where it's actually like literally moving in between the pennies, if anybody can explain that, let me know, because I've always been curious why you'll have a NASDAQ stock that looks like this. Obviously, low volume has something to do with it, but why does it look like that? Why doesn't it look like many of the OTC plays where you see considerable amount of gaps within the plays? All right. Yes, indeed. So, Adam, yeah, looks like your AMRS, green day today again, another 3%. And that's what happens. News released after hours of compliance. You said news released after hours? Post a link, Adam. I will set you as a mod. Go ahead and post a link. I see here that they're going to be posting at the Discovery one-on-one conference, but I don't see anything about compliance. It's algorithm traders. Yes, this right here. Yeah, this right here is the day chart. This right here is the day chart, Mr. Lloyd. So as you can see here, I'm looking at the chart. I'm like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Were these, and then the RSI is pretty much in the middle the whole time. So I'm thinking, like, was this like machines just kind of going back and forth or what? Okay, 200 million shares floating. Okay, well, that probably has a thing to do with it then. 200 million shares. $1 each. Oh yeah, that's going to require a lot to move. But you can look at some of the stocks that like JCPenney that have hundreds of millions of out there. So what explains them? FRLF, Freedom Leaf. What is this company about? Freedom Leaf. Never heard of this one. FRLF, Freedom Leaf. And I want to go back to vape in just a minute. I haven't forgot about vape. But FRLF, 134% gain today. 134% out of, this came out of nowhere. Right? Look at this. This came out of nowhere. The company was doing absolutely nothing. Sure enough, you got, a couple huge buys today. Then the stock gets the attention of the market and sure enough takes off for 134% gain. I don't believe this float amount is right. I don't believe it's right. Freedom Leaf, the marijuana legalization company, is the leading go-to resource in the cannabis, medical marijuana, and industrial hemp industry. Our founders have been involved in marijuana legalization for over 45 years, blah, blah, blah. Freedom Leaf is a movement marketing company comprised of a portfolio of news, published digital media, online marijuana-related websites, offering advertising, public relations, business consulting, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, freedomleaf.com. All right. What is that about? Let's see, freedomleaf.com. All right, so it looks like bullshit. All right, well, website still looks like bullshit. Got a lot of articles in here. I'm not seeing any ads. I'm not seeing any like AdSense ads from Google. I'm not even seeing any ads from other businesses. So I mean, I'm not even seeing the profitability in this particular website. Freedom Leaf. All right, let's take a look a little bit at the financials. Freedom Leaf. Okay, you got me on Twitter. Freedom Leaf Financial, or Freedom Leaf Incorporated. Current market value of $9 million as of yesterday. $9 million valuation. All right, looks like the 10K is full of a lot of crap. All right. The company changed in 2014. Looks like it was a reverse merger with an old mining company. All right, current assets of $1,700. All right, accounts receivable of only $500. Accounts receivable of only $500. $500 in accounts receivable. That revenue looks very suspicious. I doubt that revenue is that high. It's showing revenue of $118,000. How? When you're showing current cash of only $1,700. So how did you generate $118,000 of revenue? Yeah, that so general and administrative. Here's an interesting thing here. Let me see here. Let me see if I can put it up there. Can I put OTC markets? Let's see if I can put it up there for everybody to see. What is that ticker again? FRLF. Let me see how this looks on there. Freedom Leaf, financials, recent 10K. It looks like it just came out not too long ago here, October 7th. So let's go there. All right. So as you can see, here's the 10K. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more or zoom out. Oh shit! No, it looks horrible. Okay. Okay, that looks even worse. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Fuck it. Let's go down. This is good enough. All right, so let's go all the way down here. So $9 million valuation. And damn it, you guys can't see that, huh? Shit. It's just off the screen. Ah, fudge. Just off the screen. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something real quick. All right, real quick. I'm going to post that up there. I hope you guys can see that. Nope, still looks horrible. Can you guys see that? Look, this is the balance sheet of a $9 million company. I hope you guys, I don't know, I hope you guys can see that. It's still too small, right? Still too damn small. I think it's still too damn small. There's got to be a way I can make the letters a little bit bigger without making it look like a damn... Yeah, fuck it. But anyway, look, it's a shitty company. It's a shitty company. It's an absolutely shitty company. Okay, you can see it fuzzy, but you can see it. Okay. So $1,700 in the bank. All right, company's got only $1,700 in the bank. Revenue's really interesting here at $118,000 in revenue. Because I'm curious as to where that comes from. Because, again, they just showed you they only have $1,700 in the bank and accounts receivable only $500. And again, this isn't in the millions, folks. This is not in the millions. All right, this is not, they would say it loud and clear here, numbers in the millions or whatever, And if it was in the millions, then you probably wouldn't see an actual $1 million put in post here. Okay. But really interesting to know that was pointed out was, cash asset liabilities. Where's that other thing I saw that was really interesting? Obviously, here's the net loss of $3 million. But there was one that, here it is. General administrative costs, which includes stock-based compensation of $2.2 million and, $12,500. But there it is right there. Includes stock-based compensation of nearly $2.2 million. They're literally giving this company away. And obviously that comes out of the revenues, right? That comes out of, incoming cash flow. So here are your losses right here. They're giving the company away. That lets you know right now that this isn't a legit operation. This is a company that is setting up to sell shares, right, to enrich themselves and their friends and family. It's another scam. Freedom Leaf, another scam. Just another scam. Another bogus scam, guys. All right, so I just wanted to expose that to you guys. All right, so let me take that off there. There we go. I just wanted to expose that to you guys. Just another scam. All right. Just another scam. VAPE, going back to, we had somebody bring up Vape. Vape has been on a really awesome tear. I want to, cover this stock before we move on. Vape has been on an incredible tear, 5 days. Looks like it just kind of started last Friday, the 28th. Here's the 28th. Here's Friday. And ever since then, it's been on a little bit of a tear here. Red Day, this was actually today. It was today. Looks like we had some dumping, but, quickly recovered. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Vape does tomorrow. Vape is, this is an old school pump, man. This is one of those pumps that was back in the day. If you look at the chart, back in the day, 2014, this was at the beginning of the whole vapor movement, the whole, e-cig, the whole, smoke green movement. This stock went from literally nothing to as high as $30, $40. All right. And obviously, splits and, share giveaways and whatnot. And, people finally realizing that it wasn't necessarily the most well put together, company. The stock is falling on hard times, but it was, a pump for a very long time. Very, very long time. 702, you're on the air.
Hey, Sales Jay.
Hey, Jay, what's going on with you, man? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Jay, you're in the house. What's going on, man?
Not much. I'm going to keep it short. Going to go back to studying for tonight. We're talking about rate.
Yes.
The interrupts? Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, finish your thought on vape.
Oh, no. No, I didn't mean to say that you were interrupting me. I'm like, yes, as in, like, you're on the show. You're on the air, man. Go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep it short. Got 2 picks for tonight.
Okay.
Last time I picked CRISPR, CRSP.
Yes.
It's doing fantastic. I've actually averaged up, and I have 1,000 shares in in this company. So I'm just sharing its performance so far. It's actually quite fantastic. Since its IPO. It took a little downturn today, but it's doing all right. My average right now is around 15.50. It's doing not bad. Like I said last week, it's a swing trade. This whole month, I'm going to be studying and pushing for my license. So I'm just going to be swinging CRISPR and swinging some of my other plays out there.
And Jay, what was your price target for this?
Almost double, or maybe a quarter.
Oh wow.
So if not 30, then probably 20.
Oh wow.
25. So this is my swing for the whole month. I'm just gonna let it sit, add another 100 shares every now and then, add another 100 shares every now and then. Just keep on averaging up until I got a significant amount. And then when it hits my 20-25 price target, just dump it and cash out.
There you go.
But this is a fantastic swing. For those of you who are new with this particular ticker, CRSP. It's a gene editing company, and they do a lot of research on modifying genes of live organisms. They're right now researching on how to block out hemophilia by editing the gene in hemophiliac mice or animals like that.
And again, if I remember correctly, this was that was the condition where people who bleed out, basically, right? They can't stop their bleeding.
Right. Yes, okay. They cannot stop their bleeding. They don't have this protein that to create blood clots when they get cuts. Right. So that's an interesting development in the works. Potentially, who knows? They can even cure AIDS or cure some sort of viruses that are very detrimental to health, and mosquito-borne viruses, especially mosquito-borne viruses. Where are they located? They're located in Switzerland. So yeah, this is definitely interesting. I'm definitely swinging this one up and down, and we'll see where it takes me. And the other one for the intraday folks who likes crazy games in a day, I would recommend checking out SGNL. Signal Genetics. It's a medical laboratory research company, and it's trending right now with most of the other sectors, with medical sectors. I think Skylines, SKLN was one of them, and SPR was one of them. But the theme, like this week, seems to be medical, biotech, medical labs, research, that sort of theme, because of the Hillary email scandal thing being brought back up. So that Democratic scare is going to bring a lot of these healthcare and medical sector into high alert. Okay. So I feel like that's the theme today, this week. So check out some of the medical lab companies. I strongly recommend SGNL for tomorrow. It gained 14 cents today, which is 37%.
That's huge. Big day for 14 cents for, what was that, a stock that was 30 something coming into the day? That's a huge move.
And this is a sub $1 plays, and you know how I am about.
And you hate those. I was just going to say that. You absolutely hate the sub $1.
Yep.
So, I mean, to hear you talk about it, that means this is really going to be doing something tomorrow.
I'm hoping that it'll do something tomorrow, because if you look at the day chart and you compare that candle in the day, the day candles. Are you on the day candles? No, you're on the 5 minutes here.
Yeah, this is the 1 minute, actually. Let me see. Which chart you want me to look at? The 5?
Look at the day candle.
So there we go. 1 day. Oh, it's busy. Okay, so.
Is that 1 day?
1 day, but it's going on
all the way down.
Day.
It's underneath 4 hours. is the 1 day candle.
Let me go here. Hold on.
There you go. So if you look at that 1 day candle just for today,
Let's see here.
you went back.
There we go.
There you go. Just for 1 day, that candle has an extremely high
There we go.
upper shadow.
Yeah, it's
and
huge.
An extremely long lower shadow. So there's going to be a lot of losers up there and a lot of winners at the bottom. So there's definitely a huge resistance and support up there. So this is very, very interesting. I'm loving this lengthy upper shadow of that candle. And that's the 4-hour chart I think you're on.
Yeah. And there we go. And that goes again to these candlesticks, man. I think learning how to read those is really, really important. I mean, I wouldn't have never even looked and thought about that, when you're looking at this chart.
I love it how Michael Greer's calling me a piker now. Hey, man, if it makes percentages and if it's able to move percentages, go for it. I've been talking to some of these OTC pals I've been talking about, and I rarely trade OTCs, but apparently they're moving percentages.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming over to the dark side, man.
Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. But if it moves percentages and it has momentum, I'd say go for it. I'm all for it. It has to have momentum, has to trade volume, and it has to move percentages.
Okay.
So those are my 2 picks, the SGNL and CRSP.
There it is. We'll definitely look at those for tomorrow. I'll put those on the list, and we'll also go over some of the other ones you had mentioned too, including SKLN. SKLN, interesting enough, they had put on they had some pretty good returns last week, some pretty good numbers they put on last week. In fact, let me take a look at SKLN. SKLN, this is the 1-hour chart today. Huge move today. Huge move on SKLN.
Ugh, this one I'm not a fan of. It used to be a sub $1.
Yeah.
It reverse split.
Yes.
And it might squeeze today, but I believe all the other days beyond that is just going to be a pure downtrend. And you don't know where the shorters are entering, and how long people are bag holding this. And man, the ratio of the split I think was 25 to 1 to 25. So I don't know, man.
1 for 25. Yep, 1 for 25.
To me, it's still a 10-cent stock, so I don't trust it. I do not trust this at all.
There it is.
Not a fan. But nonetheless, medical instruments, medical supplies, medical lab, medical research, biotech, healthcare, that's the theme for this week as more FBI email releases come out and Hillary gets put on the burner here. I'm excited to see some volatility in this sector.
There it is. Now, explain a little bit about that. How does Hillary's situation, affect these? I mean, like how are they making these medical stocks run so we can kind of keep abreast on when a turnaround could be coming?
How does Hillary affect the medical?
Yeah. Like how is her dilemma right now making these stocks run? What is it about her situation that's causing these medical stocks to run? And when will when that's over, does that mean that's the end of these plays?
Hillary wants increased regulations on biotech and drug pricing.
Okay.
Because you know how like the pricing of certain drugs and EpiPens went crazy.
Yes. So
she particularly wants more controls and regulations on this side of the sector. From an investor standpoint and from a developer standpoint, because of this increased regulations, it would be harder for some of these companies to acquire funding and to actually develop their technology. And also on an investor standpoint, it's harder for us to make money in biotech.
Right.
So Hillary, bad news for Hillary is good news for us in the sense of the market, because that increases volatility for these biotech stocks.
Yeah.
I believe also she has, how do I say it, biotech stocks at stake.
Mm-hmm.
I believe she owns a couple of these biotech stocks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure which one exactly because I haven't been keeping up with it. But I believe she has some sort of interest in the biotech sector.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see if she blasts the drug prices and see if she crushes the rally.
There it is. Yes, indeed.
Oh,
yes, indeed.
And you were talking about the up and downs on those tickers, right?
Yes. When we look at some tickers out there that are, kind of running in between the lines or just looking like a mess, even on, I can understand if it's the OTC side, but when I see a NASDAQ play, I can't remember the ticker right now, but when it looks, horribly like that.
Sometimes some of these stocks are just illiquid and they're hard to trade. So what most people would do is they would set like a ridiculously high limit order or a low buy order,
Mm-hmm.
low buy limit order, and they wouldn't get executed. But once in a while, you'll see people with orders that are close to the quoted price.
Mm-hmm.
So, for every buyer there has to be a seller, and for every seller there has to be a buyer. So because it's so illiquid, you could pretty much command however crazy high or low prices that you want.
Right.
But if you put an order in that's not a market order and that's a limit order closer to the spread, then the change in these candles is going to be a lot less.
Sure.
I'm not quite sure if I'm describing that clearly enough. So if you have an example, I can maybe point it out.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to figure out what the name of that ticker was. The one that looked a disaster like that. I can't remember what it was.
Sometimes they don't move.
Yeah, because I'm looking at FAC right now. That kind of looks like a little bit, but this I know this is just pure lack of volume. FAC, the insurance company, that should trade a lot more than it does. I mean, for as cheap as it is.
I got one. GSAT.
GSAT. Okay, yeah, GSAT is definitely one of those. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, GSAT. If you're on TD Ameritrade, it displays a lot better. But GSAT in the intraday, people would set crazy high limit orders upwards to like $1.20 and
Mm-hmm.
as low as 80 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And then the real people who actually do want to trade and get in and out of it, will just probably slap the ask or hit the bid. And what I mean by that is if they want to immediately get out of that,
Mm-hmm.
they would sell it into the bid, into the buyers who are just 1 cent below the last quoted price,
Mm-hmm.
or 1 cent above the last ask price, depending if there's a buyer out there.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so this is pretty interesting. It's at 90 cents now. This used to be a good company, but it looks like they can't get their approvals through the SEC.
And
Yeah.
It looks like investors have lost interest, so I'm moving on to other things.
Yeah, exactly. So when these guys are offloading their shares, they're trying to get as much value as possible, even though they're at a loss. So they'll probably sell it into the bid if they want out immediately at 90, or put a limit price out there at 91 and hope somebody buys into the ask.
Right.
Alrighty, that's about it for me tonight. I hope everybody have a good evening and good luck on their trading tomorrow.
There it is. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, Jay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Jay, Blueberry Jay. And, good call, man. He's up real nicely. By the way, got to give him the ching for that. He's up real nicely in CRISPR. CRISPR, his long-term play, which is CRSP, and I remember him giving that along with a couple other tickers EDIT, SLD, and SXC. You should have asked him about what he, still thinks about those. But yeah, nice play. Nice play. And what was the gosh, I don't know why I didn't save that one. There we go. Signal Genetics. There we go. XGNL. SGNL was the one that he said was going to be that play tomorrow. That this was going to be the play tomorrow. Let me put a 5-minute chart on there. 5 minute looks. All right, here's the 5-minute chart on a 1-day chart. 5 minutes on 1 day. So I can see here a lot of accumulation in the morning. So not too bad. A huge buy toward the end of the day, because that typically signals a lot of confidence going into the future when you have huge buying toward the end of the day like that. I think Jay would agree with me with that. So, he could be really, really talking about something huge there. And we saw, that big bar showing that, on the 4-hour chart showing, that high shadow mark up there. That high shadow mark up there. So SGNL definitely going to be on the watch list for tomorrow. Definitely going to be on the watch list for tomorrow. SGNL. SGNL. Bad Scientist, VRX, Valiant in talks to sell Salix to Takeda for $10 billion. Okay, all right, Jay. All right, so yeah, Jay puts that out there. There it is. He put that out there, so you guys can definitely take advantage of that. 919, you're on the air.
Hey, Sal, it's Bad Scientist.
Hey, Bad Scientist, what's good, man?
I'm good. Very nice call from Jay. I've actually been looking at those CRISPR stocks. CRISPR is an interesting technology. So basically, you can snip out undesirable genes, or even put in desirable genes. And along with CRISPR, there are two others that I think those IPOs came out earlier this year. Editus, so that's EDIT, Edit.
Yeah.
And Intelia, which is NTLA.
That's
so
Edit.
Those three, yeah. So those three are the top gene editing companies right now.
Okay. This is the 30-day chart for NTLA and Edit. It looks like they both kind of look quite similar, going through a little bit of struggles recently. That's probably why Jay likes CRISPR out of all of them.
Yeah, because I guess CRISPR was an IPO, right? That came out, last week?
Yeah, it came out last week on the 20th. CRISPR, he likes that one a lot more. In fact, what was the ticker for that again?
Yeah, so basically, with CRISPR, there are two competing scientists. There's this guy at MIT, this young guy who actually, my brother, who's a consultant, has him on their scientific advisory board.
Oh, wow.
His name is Feng Zhang, so I think he's with Editors. And so his chief competitor, I can say, well, the lawyers are actually trying to argue through some patents, and that dispute has really heated up in the last year. So we have Feng Zhang at MIT in Boston, and then we have, I think her name is Jennifer Doudna, and she's at UC Berkeley.
Okay.
So both of them own like major shares on Editus and Intelia, but they themselves are friends. But I think the lawyers are pretty much like fighting over patent issues and who was the first person to come up with, some of the gene editing mechanisms that are out there. But it was a good call from Jay. And then secondly, he was talking about Hillary and the price gouging drug companies.
Yeah.
So Ariad, if you remember, like I think it was a while back, maybe last week or the week before, that tumbled because Bernie Sanders said something nasty about that company. If you look at the chart, let me see if
what's the ticker for that company?
ARIA, so ARIA. So that's Ariad, I think Ariad Pharmaceuticals.
Okay, yeah, ARIA.
And you can see where it started tumbling. I don't know what exactly Bernie Sanders said about that company, but it was in relation to the price gouging that Jay was talking about earlier.
So it could have started. It was this month or last month? Yeah, it had to be. Of course, last month.
Yeah, it was around the 12th of October.
Okay, yeah, I see it here. Yeah, I mean it's clear as day in the chart.
You see that big drop, the big drop on the 14th. So, yeah, these politicians, I'm really surprised as to how they're moving these stocks, because they mention one bad thing. You look at, I think, was it Hillary as well who talked about Valiant and the price gouging?
Yeah.
When Martin Shkreli had that incident with his company, with K-Bio or one of his other affiliated companies. So Hillary mentioned Valiant, and I think Valiant had like 6 subpoenas in different states. And you can see Valiant, if you look at like the monthly chart on VRX, you can see this was, I believe it was like a $200 stock a while back. I might be mistaken.
Yeah,
but
they've had some other issues in the past too, but yeah.
But anyway, VRX, talk about candlestick charts. Look at the VRX candlestick today. Yeah. This is what we call, this is a multiple candle bullish engulfing signal. And that basically, I think news came out that Takeda, the big Japanese pharmaceutical company, wants to buy Valiant's stomach drug, the whole drug portfolio on stomach diseases.
And I mean, that's absolutely insane. And looked like, towards the end of the day, what was that about? I mean, the stock just kind of blew up at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's actually one of my tip-offs. Actually, you'd be happy to know that your buddy Clay Trader talks a lot about this. When you're looking to buy a stock the day before, you actually, or let's say Valiant went up today, you want to look at that last hour. So if you look at the hourly chart of VRX, you'll see that there was a huge that last hour
is absolutely insane. Yeah,
that's huge, and that's what you want to buy into, especially for holding overnight or riding that momentum. So the last hour or 30 minutes or 15 minutes, those are critical. So for instance, if a stock goes up at the beginning of the day, obviously from what I've talked about with VWAP, always try to get in at VWAP or below VWAP. And I think Jay might have mentioned this before after my call a couple of weeks ago. Most institutional companies will wait to get in at VWAP.
VWAP, yeah.
So if you notice a lot of stocks that go up at the beginning of the day will tend to at the close of the day, which is where most people don't think of buying, that's when the institutional investors start looking at the stock. And if they get it at VWAP, like I said last time, that is the fair price of the stock.
Sure.
Instead of trying to chase this thing, always try to get in at VWAP or below VWAP.
It looks like VRX is really tagging it's for VRX though. It's really on top of VWAP.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I'm switching to the 5-minute chart to look at the VWAP right now. And let me have a look here quickly.
Oh yeah, it's way above VWAP in the 5-minute chart now.
Yes. So what you want to do, so VWAP is kind of near 20, is that just under $21 is where the VWAP is right
just
now.
Over $21.
So if you're interested into getting this stock tomorrow, if you're not using the 4 or 8 exponential moving average, which you can continue to use if it's above VWAP, wait for it to just come closer to VWAP. Ideally, you'll get a pullback that will retest VWAP. And this is almost like a moving average. So that $21 I mentioned obviously will be different tomorrow. But you always want to get into a stock at a fair price, whether it's an OTC sub-penny stock or whether it's something like VRX, which is now $23. But always use that VWAP, because that will tell you that you're basically buying it for a fair price.
Okay.
And that's what I've used. Actually, that's what I've used. I used for my swing trade on GBSN last week. I made sure that I went in. I think I bought it at 3 cents. And like for you mentioned like one of your favorite plays is Oversold, 52-week low type of stock.
Oh yes, love them.
And that's what Great Basin is right now. The company's crap. I mean, I don't know how many reverse splits they've had over the last.
GBSN has had a real hard time. Let me see if I look at the. Let me see here. GBSN. Yes, it is below VWAP right now. Dirt cheap. Way. Let me see here. If I look at. My only fear is that volume. Still up there. I mean, 15 million shares, but it's dried up considerably from its past highs, as it was a lot higher. But 16% today. Where do you feel the company could be going? I mean, dirt cheap stock, by the way, too.
Yes, they're a dirt cheap stock. Right now, there's no news, but if you understand historically with Great Basin, for them now to be delisted and be on the OTC means that all else failed, because these guys, they would come in with a reverse split and start again at $5. And then come back down all the way back to 50 cents, past 50 cents, and do another reverse split. And it was just getting ridiculous. I mean, I was looking at the stock over the last 2 years with all the reverse splits that have happened, and it's ridiculous. I'm glad they're now on the OTC, because that's really where they belong right now.
Right.
And the part that cracks me up on Google Finance, you look at the adjusted for reverse split, you look at the 52-week high, and it's like 45,000.
Right. Wow.
The 52-week high, because they've just split so many.
Yeah. I'm looking at the 52-week high on TradingView. It says $628. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that was my contribution for today. Jay always, I think last time he affirmed that we kind of trade alike, but I must say GBSN, my 4-day swing trade on that one, I looked at, it's actually right now, if you look at all the stocks that are non-OTC, that are below $1 and that are up, whether it's 1% or whatever, GBSN is actually ranked number 1 right now, at least on the FinViz, when FinViz filters.
Sure.
So I think the RSI is like at 10.5. So the risk that you're going to put
it's quite low. Yeah,
is very low.
Okay.
It can base. I think it's gone down to about 2 cents or 2.5 cents. I can't really remember, but today it crept. I got in last week on the 26th at 3 cents, and then today it went up close to 5 cents. So I made like 50% on that trade.
Insane.
With a small position, but it was successful nevertheless, and that was using the 4 and 8 EMAs in tandem with VWAP, and it was a good trade. And today it went up and closed back down, I think, at 3.6, was it? 3.6. So tomorrow it may have a little bit of play. When I actually sold my position today, I went back in for another 50,000 shares.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping tomorrow I can, continue to repeat this.
Yeah, no. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's a dirt cheap company. It's a reputable company. We know what it's done in the past. And if not one of the most reputable companies now that it trades on the OTC markets, it's showing below the VWAP. RSI is pretty safe, even on the Bollinger Bands. It's in the middle of the, right there on the moving average. So it's actually a pretty safe trade if you were, to get in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And along with CRISPR, like Jay mentioned, if you want the more expensive ones, VRX, if you look at, I think, I can't count how many candles that today's candlestick engulfed. But normally when you're reading candlestick charts, it just has to engulf the previous day's candle.
Yeah.
But you want a true bullish signal. If it's engulfing multiple signals or multiple days worth of candlesticks, you know that stock is extremely bullish. And so today would actually mark a bullish reversal. Probably it might retest the $30 mark, but I'm not sure. We'll just have to see what tomorrow brings.
Got it.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Thanks, Sal.
Not a problem. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Bad Sciences. Thank you so much for the call, man.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Bad Sciences for the call. Went through a couple charts there. GBSN, VRX, Edit. But he was really excited about GBSN being a great opportunity for people. So look for that possibly making a move here in the future. Or maybe as soon as tomorrow for another good green day for that stock today. And it looks like it moves very nicely intraday. This is the 1 day. This is 1 day right here. And, pretty nice to sit in at 3 and touch almost 5 in 1 day. Obviously, you do have to move quickly here when it's time to sell your shares. So this is one of those companies one of those stocks where you kind of put in the order to buy and put in the order to sell at the same time. Great call by Bad Scientist. Great call by Bad Scientist. No, I do not live stream during the day. So nice play. Absolutely nice play. Okay. Let me see here. That's a really good transition into this article. 3 biotech companies with large upside potential by a guy named Tom Shaughnessy over at Benzinga. Reputable news outlet. I would consider them reputable. They're not Zacks, so they're not, pushing their trial and their, hey, buy our picks or anything like that. They're a straight news organization that's really, developed into a pretty serious name over the last, I would say maybe 2 years or so. Really interesting article came out not too long ago. But I wanted to bring this out here because they're at prices now where I think they're a lot better bargains than they were when the list was probably first initially thought out. And I want to spread that to you guys here in the chat room. Unknown number. Oh, that's Sinclair. Okay. What's going on, Sinclair?
Hey, man. Sorry to bother you again. I'm calling you. I'm just calling you back because I got my computer up.
Okay.
And I wanted you to see exactly what I see with this particular stock right here.
Okay.
I'm not going to make this a STM show, but I'm trying to.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, if you look at the monthly chart on STM,
okay,
it does say that it's overbought, right?
No, not right now. It's not right now. Not based on what it did today. Obviously today is just 1 day, but it was overbought. Yes, for several days toward the end of last month. That is correct. Yes, for the last couple of days after the move on earnings. Yes.
Okay, now this is what I'm seeing just from where I'm coming from. if you look at, like, I'm looking at it like it's in a whole different trading range now because it's at an all new high. So I'm looking at the 5-day chart.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the RSI, it's saying oversold.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what your tools are like, but when I look at the RSI, it's saying it's oversold right here. Because now it's in a whole different trading range. So for this trading range, it's saying today, from what I'm seeing on my E-Trade, it's saying that it's oversold.
What is your RSI saying right now on like, does it end near a number? What does this say next to the number?
It went down into 20 today.
Okay.
20 RSI.
Yeah, I do see that at the beginning of the day. Where does the like toward the end of the day, where does it end up at?
At about 41.5, 42.
Okay.
But I'm looking at the 5-day chart right now because within the last 5 days, that's when they hit a new trading range.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this is just what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So because I'm listening to like the last caller that you had.
Yeah.
And I'm following everybody, but then I also look at the volume that was put in on Thursday. No, wait, was that was I look at the volume that was just now put in on the 27th of October. I'm looking at that big bar right there. And then what I do, I usually go back to see when was the last time that type of volume hit. And I haven't seen that volume in exactly 3 years.
Right.
That's when I finally see that type of volume again. So this is just how I do things. I mean, everybody trade different. And last time it hit over 10 million in volume, that stock went up a whole $1.50. So I can see why they say the stock is going to go up to like $10.50, $11. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I say, so I don't know if you because I don't know how you read your charts, but this is from my little bit of education. This is what I'm seeing.
Sure. No, I mean, Sinclair, I want you to be right. I absolutely want you to be right. It's beneath the VWAP. You know what I'm saying? So if you got in today, you got in at a good price.
Right.
If you know.
I don't know a lot of what. I'm still learning this stuff, but I'm kind of like calling to get an understanding, because last time it hit an all new high, it was back before August, and that's the last time it gapped up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were back in August 6 months ago. So when you see that it gapped up like that, it gave just a little pullback, then it ran for that whole month. So I'm kind of, I know things don't always happen the way they did before, but I'm seeing a pattern right here.
Yeah.
Because I've seen an all-new high right there, and it didn't come back down.
Yeah, I got the 5-year chart pulled up. I see what you're saying here.
Okay, yeah, but see that volume that's just not coming in. It's only that it's within the 5 years. The last time they had that type of volume was in 15.
Yeah. Yeah, 15.
So if we're repeating 15, we're talking about that 10, 50, like what everybody else saying, $11 maybe, because that's why I said it. I'm seeing that if it gets to $10.
Mm-hmm.
Then it'll probably have a little resistance. Then it'll probably going to get to that 10, 50, 11.
So you're basically saying that you're positioning yourself for possibly it breaking out and moving higher.
Yeah, but with the type of money that I use, Sal, even if it get up to 10, like I make money even if it pull back a little bit because I get to buy more. Mm-hmm. And I got my stop loss to set in. But I got my money set up too that if it get up to $10, I make more money. But I'm just, because I'm calling to just get kind of like, see if my education is somewhat damn near on, because I'm just kind of like trying to get you to see it through my eyes on what I'm seeing on why it's probably not going to pull back, just because if you look at this big-ass gulf right here that we just had, especially when you pull up that 5-year chart, you see this big bar, it's kind of like it pulled back a little bit today, but now it's on its way back up to 10 like it was in 15 and 13 and 14, where it stopped at 10.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I look at the 5-day chart, when I just look at the 5-day chart, that the RSI is saying it's oversold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just look at patterns like that, like if history repeats itself, you know, actually, I don't know, you know, anything can happen, but them shorters probably ain't going to be able to come in because it's probably gave a little pullback. But if it pull back again tomorrow, then I'll just buy some more. But, you know, and plus you want to have yourself set up that either way it go, you're making money, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So
That's true.
That's just how I was seeing the chart. I don't know if I'm seeing something wrong but you know, I'm just saying, last time it gapped up, it was back in August, and it did not pull back. It ran up for like 2 weeks, and then it started pulling back.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at like I got a 2-week run in this chart. I mean, I got a 2-week run on this spot, like 10 days, and then I'll wait for it to pull back like it did at the beginning of September. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, on the 6-month chart.
Right. I mean, I want you to be right, man. I want it to be right. I do see here there's some resistance up there at 10. Connor brought that up. I do see here, you know, if you go all the way back to 2011, you know, it has been a $12, $13 stock in the past if you go all the way back. In fact, if you go even way back 2002, 2003. So, you know, it's older company, been around for a long time. But, you know, we want to obviously work, you know, more recent than that. 2013 on seems, you know, pretty reasonable. But, yeah, I do see here the resistance at. But, yeah, man, I mean, you're well positioned in the stock for a breakout if it does happen. You know, yeah, that would be a beautiful thing, man, because the sky's the limit after that. And pretty much after where you're going. I mean, after $10, I mean, it's all the air up there, you know, for STM.
Right. Now, I was just calling more for like a see if I'm doing something halfway right this shit, because I know I'm making money, but you can always learn something with this. So I said, fuck it, let me call the doctor just to see if you understand to be corrected, because that's the kind of research that I do, but sometimes you could be learning this shit the wrong way, man. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want to call for more of an understanding of how I'm looking at, that's all.
There it is, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, Sinclair.
Okay, bro. Thanks again.
All right. Yeah, man, you know, shout out to Sinclair. And again, man, I want him to win on that, you know. I want him to win on that. You know, but the thing about the history, history is not on his side. History is not on his side. Because that, you know, we use the past in stocks to help us predict the future. Obviously, circumstances have changed. And, you know, the stock could be breaking out of those past highs. You know what I'm saying? And he's well positioned to take advantage of it if it goes his way. 559, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Doing good. Who am I speaking with?
Rich, man. RICH.
All right, Richmond. How can I help you, man?
Just seen the live stream, bro. And I recently came in the market, and right now I'm trading in the OTC market mostly.
Okay.
Actually, really cool stock I came across is MEDT. It's been about a solid 30, 45 days I came across it. I bought it in a triple zeros, 7s, 8s, and about a little bit at double zeros, 1, 2, because we were trying to break the new high and all that. Anyways, what's very interesting about this company is it's in the cannabis sector, you know. It being on the road, California being one of the biggest markets. It's MEDT.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So if you look at the chart, the setup I like is to kind of see the big picture ever since it started moving, bullish-wise, is 30 minutes, 14 days. I got the RSI and MACD signal line and histogram with the Williams accumulation distribution and the reverse, hold on, let me tell you the correct name, relative strength index and volume. And also I'm using the Keltner and the Bollinger Band. So it's a whole bunch of stuff, but it kind of draws a nice picture for me.
Okay.
So one thing that happened very interesting today is that today around I was actually sleeping at the time because I work full time and I just needed my rest. Not a lot of action was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, today MEDT filed its annual filing. You can see that on OTCmarket.com / type in MEDT and you'll see the latest one. This was a delayed one. It was supposed to be released a lot earlier, but it was delayed. Anyways, the man pretty much her name is Jeremy Carr. He kind of outlines what the future of the company is. A little background, you can hear an interview about him on Uptick Newswire. Anyways, what he is he was in the music industry a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And one cool thing about MEDT is they have an app called Blaze now. It basically has to do with legal cannabis. You can download it on Android and Apple.
Mm-hmm.
It's got great reviews. You don't even have to have a account to use it, but if you do create an account, you get obviously a lot more options. You can look for dispensaries. You can look for smoke shops, wherever they sell pipes, stuff like that. You can look for doctors.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's like a MEDT. Overall, its goal is mining data, just connecting all the dApps. Blaze now, it's a subsidiary that they created, soon to be launched as an IPO. The cool thing about Blaze now is you can YouTube it right now. Redman and Method Man are also in on it. They haven't talked too much about it. So I feel like a lot of the music boys, they're going to launch this. It's very well designed. It's already launched. They're going to launch an IPO soon. But once the IPO is launched of Blaze now, it's also going to raise the value of MEDT automatically. One thing is there's two stocks. One of them is ICBU,
Mm-hmm.
and another one is ERBB, I believe. And recently, articles released where ICBU, in their press release, in the article they released, they were saying that they're doing business with MEDT. The other company saying we're doing business with MEDT. One thing I like about Jeremy Carr is he doesn't really dilute the shares at all, no matter what. He's kind of like a one-man team, dude. He's the president, CEO, and the director. He took over the company about 2 years ago from some other people, so the cost is very low,
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the business for a while. He operates dispensary in LA, one of the highest rated. I don't know the name of the dispensary right now on the top of my head, but I'm sure anyone they want, they can Google it. So anyways, one thing that was very interesting today was Investor Hub. I don't know if most people use it. I recently got into it. I think it's pretty amazing. Now at 14:53 Eastern Time, that's when the filing was released. And all of a sudden you get 9.4 million volume all buys. And that's when it really kind of like something different happens, because it was kind of on a downtrend, it was consolidating.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden a lot of people buy it. Now, if you look at the the L2, I can't name all of them right now, but some of the market makers were really controlling the crap out of this stock, and they were making a lot of money buying and selling. And today, I think it's called VDAM, VDAM. Their price went from, staying at 0.0013, 0.0012, straight to freaking 0.002, to where whatever shares they accumulated in the past
Mm-hmm.
have been eaten up. People have been buying them up like crazy. Man, there's just so much to talk about. If you have a smartphone in front of you, whoever's listening, I know there's about 100 people watching this, 86 people. Just get your smartphone, type in Blaze now, download the app. It's not going to cost you any money, and you don't have to even create an account to use it. And I feel like it has a lot of potential. But one thing most people need to understand, if they do get in on it tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
is that people have been accumulating it, man. Some people probably got 10 million shares of it because they've been aware of it for a while. Trading wise, it has a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
But the line is set, man. This thing is support is heavy at 0012, and it's not going down. it's got a lot of potential, man. Just saying, it's in my opinion, man, this company's almost long hold, because if you type in the OTC market and read it, it's not very long, and the guy doesn't use a lot of words that average people can't understand. I'm new to this, so I understand the annual report very well. And basically, what he lays out is that they're gonna. So basically, what this MEDT they're gonna do is they recently decided to get into the CBD business of the oils, and they're going to be buying stuff from bulk and selling to other companies in bulk. They're also going to be getting into private label marketing. Basically, if someone comes along, hey, I need to create a vaporizer,
okay,
but
so,
I want to put my name on it.
I mean, I see you know a lot about the company. I went to OTC markets here, looked a little bit into the company. Now it's an OTC pink stock, and
yes,
first thing you notice that it does alternative reporting. The alternative reporting standard. Basically the company doesn't put out SEC regulated accountant verified information or data. So I mean, they basically make their own annual reports, their own little supplemental reports. So how do we know that the information that they're putting out is legit? I mean, I'm looking at the annual, I'm looking at an 8-page annual report. Mm-hmm.
I got you, man. I got you. Obviously, I'm reading the comments, pump and dump and all that. I thought I made it very clear that a lot of people have accumulated this stock, if you look at the chart. So, do it at your own risk. I personally think it's a great day trading stock. He's probably affiliate. But the reason I feel like what makes this one special is, long-term wise, hey, man, you guys ain't even got to invest in this shit. Just watch it, right? Mm-hmm. And then we'll see what's funny. But anyways, I'm just reading the comments, man. But anyways, one thing I like is if you type in Redman Blaze now, obviously the dude's got money. You think he's going to be in some, put his name out there over some OTC market stock? No, he's not talking about MEDT. He's talking about Blaze now. One thing MEDT released was that this was when, the price of the stock was very low. They said that anyone that holds 10 million shares or more of MEDT will get, don't know how many shares of Blaze Now. So basically, Blaze Now is partially owned by MEDT, and there's many other investors that own it. He's trying to take your money. Oh man, that's pretty funny. Since I don't really follow your channel too much. I've recently gotten into it. I've seen that it was live. I clicked on it. But if another stock I do like, that's obviously it's not in the OTC market, is AMD. I think that's a pretty good stock. Another one I like is HEB. They have a drug soon to be released that's been approved in one of the countries in South America that helps with the condition where people get extremely tired from even doing basic activity. Mm-hmm. But anyways, man, I can see a lot of people there having a good time, laughing, pumping, all that bullshit. But anyways, thank you for your time, man. Just wanted to put that out there. Overall, one thing I will say is, if a lot of these people that don't partake in the OTC market, there's plenty of stocks in the cannabis sector that are really blowing up, that have gone up 5-10 times. Some of the Canadian stocks are the most promising. They've gone up, some of them have gone up 15%. And it's almost a sure bet. One thing people need to understand is forget all the indicators. At the end of the day, it's buy and sell. One thing about the Canadian stocks is that their government actually wants to legalize it and wants to create it as a way of bringing in big-time revenue. Most people are for it. It's going to be voted upon next year, and it's most definitely going to pass. But, the market can always have a pullback. I'm thinking about it this way. If someone has under 25K and they got 3 trades for every 5 business days, and they set up all the indicators, whatever I mentioned before may not be the best, if they set up all the indicators and they look at the picture for 30 minutes, see what made it spike, what didn't make it spike, and they're on it, and say you got 5Gs and, you do your homework, you paper trade a little bit, and you go in, you got big time chance you can multiply. Because at the end of the day, if someone's making money, someone's losing money. The flow of shit, I know there's a lot of money, but just whoever, is talking shit on YouTube, just watch it, man, just watch it. But I'm not even going to look at that. But if you take your time and you have the right chart set up, people can make money. Because the truth is, man, I'll tell you one thing. There's two stocks that have gone up 1,200% in one day. Another one's recently still been blowing up. Is it got mentioned on Yahoo Finance? OTC, pink stock, triple zeros, double zeros, blew up 1,200% one day. Second day, it was up 500% at one point until it had a pullback. The name of that company was ALMC, I believe, or something else. But just look at the OTC market and check it out. But anyways, nice talking to you, man. Thanks for accepting the call.
All right. Appreciate the call, man. All right, guys. There it is, man. Man, you people in the chat room are mean as hell, man. You guys in the chat room are mean as hell. But I mean, look, I people call up. They got tips that they believe can help you guys. I'm going to let them talk. If you got tips that you believe you can help some of the people in here, but you can't get upset when other people feel differently about what you're talking about, man. I think eventually, he realized, you can't let it bother you. You can't let it bother you, because you've got an idea. You see something the way it is, but not everybody's going to see it the way you are. So MEDT, we're going to be watching it. And sure enough, I mean, if the stock goes up 30% tomorrow, by Friday, it's up 220%. I mean, I'm going to be looking to call you, see, hey, man, give us another tip. So, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we're all over OTCs. So, I mean, we know most of the people in here are going to know what's running, what's good, what's not good. MEDT is okay, but, my only thing about MEDT is just, it's accumulating. People are, buying it. Slowly but surely, and we'll see. We'll see. But 16% gain today, not bad. Not bad. We'll be watching it. Good call. Good call. All right. Yeah, let me drop one of Clue's bombs for the dude. Drop one of the Clue's bombs for him. Yes, indeed. MEDT. He said it's going to run. He said it's going to go up. He said it's a long-term hold. All right. Let's see. All right. So let's find out what's going to run tomorrow. We set up our plays for tomorrow. Plays for tomorrow again, man. All the cannabis stuff I like, man. I love all the cannabis stuff. I'm going to be all over. Look, Jay said SKLN is done. SKLN 66% today. I don't know if it's done just yet. That's why I'm going to put it on the list for tomorrow, because I'm not sure if it's done just yet. All right. I'm not sure if it's done just yet. NASDAQ play, U-Stock trade, Robinhood. I think it's all on there. 66% today. All right. Most of it coming after 2:00. So I got to put that on the watch list for tomorrow, because, it could run tomorrow. 66% today. If it goes up, 20 tomorrow, I mean, that's a pretty good day. I don't expect another 66% day, but we'll see. Michael Greer calling. Give me a call, man. Give me a call. I didn't see anything pop up. There it is. 813, Michael Greer. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's good with you? What are you looking at right now?
Right now, I got, of course, I got my BBPQ.
Yes.
Still got my PGMPQ. It took a big dive on me.
Man,
but,
that was disappointing news to find that out, man. Because I mean, listening to your voice when you talked about PBG and Q, I mean, you would have thought that it's going to go to the moon, man.
No, anything. But hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, what happened is that the judge denied that plan that they have right now.
Yeah.
And in doing so, I mean, you got a lot of people that were watching it, waiting for the plan to be confirmed. Then they rush in, or they're gonna rush out if it was not confirmed. He didn't say that it's that shareholders get anything. So, well, get nothing. So
wait, so are you saying it's not over yet?
Oh no, it's not over. We went from getting 65% of the company out of bankruptcy to renegotiating the deal to where we get 53%. We went before the judge. Most of everybody signed off on that, except what they call the term lenders. When they went against it to say that there won't be, that there will be some complications as far as them to make money and get revenue, the judge listened to that. And now the judge is saying basically that company is going to need more money in its pocket. So from the 65%, they declined that. Well, the court declined that 65%. Okay, and then we went back to get 53% of the company, and that's what we just had last Thursday, that the judge says that still is not going to work. So instead of getting 53% of the company, we'll probably end up getting less than that to have more money in the pockets of the company so they can actually operate. That's what that was about. So when I saw the news and it actually went down to 11 cents, I'm at work at my desk and I can't, log in from a desk at work. I want to throw something else on there, at least probably, a few $100. If you got something at 11 cents, if I got $500 on that, I've got almost another 5,000 shares of it. So, and then if you look at that same day, it went from that bottom of 11 cents back up to 35 cents that same day. Right after that happened. So I could have tripled that, and it's not a dead cat yet. So it's definitely not a dead cat. It's not something that he said that was that we're not going to be involved in it. He just says you got to go back to the drawing board to have more money for the company to actually operate. So that's where we are right now. Now I do have a concern with that as far as how much we would get, because it went from 65% of the new company to 53%, but that's still, a good piece of money. So I plan on going in and get some more shares, but right now what I'm holding, I've got that. I've got my BBPQ. I've got my AGTK. And something I found a few months ago at 0001 was called Notice Global, or NGBL. Yeah. And it was at 0001, it's a weed play. So I figured, throw something in there. I kind of waited on that. You know how we have these conversations. I didn't talk to anyone here, but and somebody talks you out of it. But I'm thinking it's going to run. So I went through my YouTube history, everything I could find, and I finally found my stock because I forgot what it was. But I threw today like 500. I forgot what it sold at, but I've got like a 1.5 million shares of a 0.003 stock when I actually bought it. But the purpose of my call, PTN. I think it's a lot of people that's sleeping on that, and that was like the first conversation I ever had with you on this show. My following of PTN. When I first got in PTN was back in April, like 44 cents. I only had like $100. I just wanted to play a stock I hadn't been in for a while. And within a month and a half time, it went to 86 cents. Now, that was on anticipation of results, of the phase 3 results. Right. We got that today. So we go to 86 cents on anticipation of results. Those results came out after hours today, and we went from 48 cents to 80 cents after hours. So you got to understand, there's a lot of pressure right there.
So the stock
tomorrow,
right
this
now,
thing is going to open up.
Right now, PTN is at 80 cents after hours?
80 cents after hours. Now, if you look at that spike, if you got that chart up, look at that spike. This thing hit $1 after hours from 48 cents. So that only tells you. You got, just like my holdings with this PGNPQ, you got a lot of people that's holding this stuff. That's why it went down so drastically. All those negative results, if you want to call that a confirmation. Now, you got to think that the same thing in a reverse way would actually happen with something like this. You got a lot of people buying, like after hours, right, to where it's going to go up pretty much double. Okay, it hit that dollar mark from 48 cents. You've got that. Then you've got this health conference that they're going to be presenting at from the 3rd to the 6th of this month. So that's going to draw a lot of more attention to this stock. You know, you go there, you've got this, how they do at these conferences. They're going to show the board, the little pamphlet or whatnot, and all the things that, you know, the good things with that. That's how they do this stuff. And now they got a kicker. They're going to say, okay, we just got positive results on phase 3. Tomorrow, this stock right here should be the stock to watch. Okay? I don't try to do any type of comment or anything. It's just my opinion.
Sure.
So you got this company that's going from the 3rd through the 3rd of this month through the 6th. Okay? It built up 86% on anticipation of results between April and May. When I first got in, sold off, only had like $100, double my little $100. But right now, it's 80 cents after hours. Okay? Earnings will be announced on the 10th of this month. The last quarter, we missed earnings by 1 penny. Made 8-cent profit when we
And earnings is
expected
on, you said the 10th, correct?
Earnings is on the 10th of this month. Okay. So you got catalyst after catalyst right now, man.
Yeah.
Catalyst. In September, when we were waiting for the results that we expected around mid to end September, that didn't come. They pushed it back to the end of this month, or the end of October, which only 1 day late. That's for us what they thought, October 31st. But in that time, they said that they were considering multiple partnerships that would be announced after the announced results. I'm not saying that it's going to be today or tomorrow that they're going to announce some type of partnership, but like you already know, I like to deal with catalysts. Okay, I think that the chart kind of follows catalyst, so to speak. If somebody's telling me about a chart that I can't go back and say, okay, around this date, let me see what the catalyst was, I really ain't concerned with that. You know? But right now we got catalyst on catalyst. So.
There it is. Yep.
But that's what I'm looking at.
It is up huge after hours, so we'll definitely see what happens to the stock after 9:30 tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm on right now. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it for me. I just wanted to put people on that to do some research on it, man. Just actually sit down and do some research.
Appreciate it.
You know.
Definitely. Thank you for the call.
Y'all. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Greer, PTN, still following all the cues. And it was news to me. I thought it was over for PGNPQ. I thought that was it. That was a wrap. But Michael Greer made it clear today that that was basically a wrap for that particular plan. So the stock isn't necessarily over. It's not dead yet. PGNPQ. So they're going back to the drawing board. They've came up to another conclusion, and they'll go back to the judge to see if he's going to approve this time. So look, if you're willing to ride those rides, it's out there. But I'm definitely going to be watching his PTN play tomorrow. That could be something, ride up a nice pretty penny. Obviously, if it's up already, 90 cents, 80 cents, I'm going to wait for the pullback after the open. All right, because I never play the open. So the first pullback after the open, depending on how, strong the open was and the strong the pullback, you try to play that because that's a high probability that it'll move higher from the first pullback. All right, that's a high probability trade. Okay, all right, so let's get our list together again. I saw somebody talk about something else, a P ticker. What was that? NSPR? CBIS was down today. NSPR. What was that? Inspire. Okay, yeah, we talked about Inspire Med. Yeah, Inspire Med up 134% based on their drug victory. Although I think that's going to end up being a red day eventually. It could be another green day for this for the stock. ZRZH, yeah, ZRZH is on our list for tomorrow. Eunice was on our honorable mention the other day. Red day for Eunice today. Not even showing oversold in the RSI, so I'm not sure on that. on Eunice. Look like there's some opportunity to get there though once you got oversold intraday. ORIG. Let me just look at some honorable mentions we had for the last couple of days. ORIG, nothing. LGCY. Legacy, another oil play. I'm not ready yet on oil just yet. Obviously, oil's, is going to run eventually because at the end of the day, these oil stocks have been depressed, really beat up. And what is the price of oil right now? Anyway, price of oil, where are we at right now on oil? Let me see, crude oil, where are we at right now on crude? 46, okay. Brent crude 47. All right, so not bad, not bad. So we're definitely off our highs in the 50s. We're off our highs in the 50s. Well, we'll see. GBSN, yes, GBSN for the win tomorrow. We're gonna be watching GBSN, and I think GBSN is on Robinhood. I did see somebody say SKLN is not on Robinhood, so unfortunate for a lot of people on that. Did I read about AMMJ CEO dumping all his shares? No. Where did you get that information from? AMMJ CEO dumped all his shares? I had brought that up earlier in the show. Where you had this situation today. And I mentioned how, it was just very suspicious toward the end of the day like that, where you have just a huge dump. I mean, this could be very well one person, typically a large investor, maybe somebody who was in heavy when the stock was basically shit. To say that that's the CEO, I don't have any evidence to say that. But if you were to tell me that's somebody who, let me see here. I don't see anything in Twitter land to support that. Usually people be talking about it. I don't see anything in Twitter saying that. Don't see anything in Twitter supporting that just yet. ADPT. Yeah, it could be a huge short too. It could be a huge short. Somebody taking a huge short position. Or a couple people taking a huge short position, or a market maker taking a huge short position. ADPT, don't know anything about it. ADPT. Don't know anything about it. 2687, don't know too much about that one. We got taken off there, but 3 biotech companies with large upside potential. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Don't have too much time to talk about it. I'm gonna put that in the chat room. There it is. But he mentions 3 companies. Now the article is a bit old, and the stocks didn't do too well since that article came out. But what I do like about it is that now, at the prices there are now, you can consider them discounts, or maybe potentials to actually start moving now that they're dirt cheap. But the tickers were SPHS, BVI, BIVI, SPHS, BIVI, and IDRA. IDRA, I think, is the only NASDAQ play in there. IDRA, I think SPHS. Yeah. IDRA, he talks about IDRA. And then IDRA could be something that could do something. But they just reported a loss for earnings too. All 3 of them are, obviously the typical pharmaceutical companies. They're struggling. BIVI and IDRA. Those are the tickers in the article. Mag 36090, he's putting it out. Hey, Corey, James Hostler, major owner of M&J, recently disposed of 70,000 plus another 20,000 of shares on 1028 and 1031. Wow. I would not be surprised, Mag 36090. I mean, his company stock is up huge, and of course he'd cash out and take those profits, man. You would too if your stock was running up 300, 400%. You would be too. But that is, again, for investors or traders, that's a dangerous sign that you got to be aware of. You got to be aware of. I mean, he doesn't think it's going to go higher. If the president doesn't think it's going to go higher, maybe I shouldn't be buying this stock. Maybe I shouldn't be buying this stock. All right. So let me go ahead and put the list we came up with so far today on what we think will run tomorrow. Obviously, we've been doing a great job of catching, wonderful runners here. Let me see line Q, because I know line Q is one of those that could just jump up at any time. CNBX, what did they do today? I know some of you guys are in here today in CNBX. And CNBX, that's a scary ass stock, man. This is CNBX today. And that is a scary ass chart, dude. That is a terrifying chart. I don't know how people can buy this. I couldn't get into this tomorrow based on what it did today. I just couldn't get into that. That is a scary looking chart. You're almost down intraday 10 cents on what looked like it could have been a breakout going higher, but you got fooled there. All right. You thought this was support, so even though you watched it come down, you thought it would bounce off that, but it didn't. It broke right through it. And, I mean, it would take the strength of God not to sell into this, right? Because you're thinking like, oh, okay, are we going lower? Oh, my God, sell. And sure enough, toward the end of the day, it finds that, that support line, or tries to find it, but doesn't exactly get there. Doesn't exactly get there. Terrifying chart. So I'm not going to put that on the list, though. I'm not going to put that on the list. Okay, so got something for me? Bill Betts, what is that? Okay, so Bill Betts put out, the Form 4 did come out. The Form 4 did come out showing CEO of AMMJ dumping shares. He actually dumped it a little too low, too. Based on this, he dumped it too low. And we all know he's got a ton more shares to go, so look for that to continue to happen. These Form 4s slowly coming out on AMMJ. I'm still going to put it on the list because it's still a great intraday trade. It's still a great intraday trade. And it looks like he's just taking advantage of, toward the end of the day, those dumps. And that's 2 days in a row now where you have large selling towards the end of the day. Somebody had brought up, actually a couple of days in a row now. Well, this is actually the intraday. Let me see here, 5-day chart. 5-day chart shows that, let me see here. All right, so not too bad, but today was a scary, let me see, today, this is the 1 day in the chart. So this is, very up and down, man. Very, very up and down. Very, very up and down for AMMJ. And that's that's why so many of you guys love MJNA. That's why so many of you guys love MJNA. Look, this is MJNA. This is, if you don't have to watch your chart all day, or you can't watch your chart all day, that's why MJNA is so much better. So much better. Not the fact that it's just a more legit company. Just the fact that, the chart is not as scary, man. This is the 1 day chart in MJNA starting today. This was this morning. Nice. It's just nice. Accumulation all throughout the chart. All right. Obviously, you had some people who were up here last night, sold into the night. That, again, heavy selling toward the end of the day. You didn't see that. You didn't see it this time. And I don't know what this was, but they bought that all back. Bought that all back. I'll still put AMMJ on the list, but I don't like it either. I like MJNA so much better. It's just safer. It's just safer. And a pullback, could a pullback be coming soon in MJNA? You guys remember a couple days ago it was that, that 2-day pullback in the stocks that we were so worried about. But a pullback is, could become an MJNA soon. But, right now, all green moving forward. All green moving forward. All right, so let me put that list again. I'm really excited about some of these NASDAQ winners that we're going to be looking at tomorrow. PTN, SGN, SKLN, GBSN. Those are like the 4 NASDAQ plays that could be doing something tomorrow. In fact, if I could take a quick look at the street.com biggest gainer list. Let me see here. Biggest gainers. Let me see what ran today. Overall, obviously, SKLN was the number 1 on the play. NSPR. Now, NSPR, I forgot to put that on the list. Let me give that to you guys now. Definitely watch NSPR. Because obviously, we talk about people coming home from work. They're seeing something run. How could I have forgot that? NSPR. I hate when I forget the big time runners. But other than that, when I look at the list, it's interesting to see more commodities showing up here. Look, a lot of people are talking about December Fed raises. A Fed raise in December. A lot of people have been talking about that. The Fed has not came out and said that, but it was interesting on the biggest gainer list to see so many commodity plays, some silver, some gold, some of these old names that were running during the Brexit situation when everybody was running the commodities for safety, and even on the pennies, people were running to some of these old gold names, XRA, NGD, VGZ, TGD, these old plays that run in times of fear. It was interesting to see those up today. I don't see why anybody would want to jump in them so soon, because I'm just not there yet with it. I like our list out today. It's a good list. It's a good list for intraday traders. Good list for intraday traders. Okay. Good list for intraday traders. What's on halt? You said gold was running? Okay. Yeah, PTN is not a pump. PTN is not a pump. PTN is not a pump. All right. NDEV. Let me see here. NDEV. NDEV could run. NDEV could run. I think some of the other picks that we have, are better suited to, return some green to you tomorrow. But, NDEV, it looks like it had its time. Whether or not it'll keep going, we'll find out. Yeah, SFOR is a long, that's a play that's been doing well for a very, very long time. That is a long time. I'll be back on Thursday. You guys know Wednesday is my day off. So I'll be back on Thursday, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursday, Friday. So I'll be back on Thursday. Looking forward to seeing what's happened over the next, tomorrow. So we'll see what happens, and we'll cover that on Thursday. Same time, same place, 8:30, 8 o'clock. I try to be here at 8 o'clock, but it looks like 8:30 is like my new time. All right. Hopefully we get the chat room figured out by then. We'll see. All right. So there's the chat list, or that's the watch list, excuse me. That is the watch list. And Bat Scientist, you were wondering what the closeout show beat. I just went on YouTube and just typed in free, old school hip hop beat. And this is called by Fresh Boys, Boyz. All right, the track is called Silly. All right, yes indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, great show. We got up to almost like 110 people in here. So, another great episode. We going almost another 3 hours, guys. I love the fact that you guys love this just as much as I do, man. I when I started this show, I didn't think I'd have that many people. We started off with, I think, 22 people watching, so we're slowly growing. And every day, man, more people, new people calling. And again, some of you guys have been watching for a long time. You haven't called in. One day, call in. Call in. We love hearing from everybody. You don't have to be a professional to call in. So I'll be back on the air 8:30, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Thursday. More stocks, more money to be made, guys. More money to be made. Don't let some of this money slip out of your hands, guys. You got a lot of people sitting on the sidelines. I'm studying. I'm blah, blah, blah. Dude, $100, $200. Hell, even if you lose it, just get the experience of losing. Don't wait till you got, $2,500 to start losing money. Shit, if you only got $200, lose that. What you scared of, man? Watching all this money being made, because let me tell you, when this weed hype is gone, it's going to get really hard. It's going to go back to some real fundamentals, supply, resistance, indicators, chart reading. This is now the time you want to be in these, crap stocks that are running due to mania. This is the time you want to be in there, because it's going to get hard. It is going to get hard. Yes, indeed. And I'm really excited. We're going to be discussing next week. I really hope California gets and passes the weed, man. I really hope California legalizes marijuana, man. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, it might not be a mania anymore. It might be for real. Companies like MJNA, companies like TRTC, companies like SRNA, legit weed plays that could really take off. CVSI, a lot, the legit ones that could really take off. NGBL, yeah, it's coming up. We'll see. NGBL could be that come up, man. NGBL's on the list. We'll watch it. I'm watching NGBL, man. NGBL, what is it at? Let me see here. NGBL, yeah, 555, man. You know what I'm saying? $100. Just be careful, man. Don't expect to be making any kind of money in that anytime soon. Obviously, as you can see, this is slow accumulation, but you're at a reset right now. It's a dirt cheap price to get it at. Pharmaceutical play. We'll see. Yes, indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys back here Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you guys. Have a good night, y'all. Take care. Happy trading.